Yeah, we're taking calls today, me.
Chronic.
Hey, listen, you don't want to take my call. I'm out of here. Line is down, folks. So usually today it's gonna. How does this sound, by the way?
Oh, like hell, of course.
560 WQAM.
Sure, it sounds funny.
The Neil Rogers Show.
It sounds clear as Joe Bell, as a bell.
560 in Dade and Broward.
Clear as a Joe
in
Bell.
other counties, call toll-free 877-785-NEIL or pound 560 on your AT&T and Verizon wireless phones. The opinions expressed by Neil, his guests, or his callers do not represent those of WQAM management, staff, or sponsors. Now, the Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM.
Well, here we are.
Yeah.
No phone line. Everything was fine for.
I know. I thought you were ignoring me. I thought, wow, man, he's ignoring me more than usual this morning.
I was speaking to you. I was saying hello.
Hello? Yeah, me too.
No, either, right?
Sounded funny.
No.
Not?
No, we got 3 lights lit out of the however many there are in this thing.
Yeah.
2 greens and 1 red.
And I know that you've reset it 5 times already or something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have over here too. So now
the line is down somewhere along the line. Things are not fine on the line. Boy, it's going to be not good. I think I'm going to sue somebody because I'm probably going to get like cancer of the earlobe from having a cell phone.
Probably brain cancer.
By the way, on this new poll, would somebody please, you or Eric, please take that stupid thing off of there. What is a cell phone? Okay, why do the people who make these polls feel compelled to put some stupid choice on there? What is a cell phone? I don't know. Yeah, well, let's get it off of there. Can you do it?
I'll have Eric do it, yes.
Yeah, thanks, Eric.
No worries.
Oh, Lana Fink-Wolf.
What about her?
Has a Facebook group dedicated to Miami radio in the 70s and 80s. If you'd like to join, her contact info is below. No, I would not. This is from the fake Tom Jicka. Why would I want to be involved in any way, shape, or form with Rana Wolf Fink?
I don't know.
Fink-Wolf, huh? That bitch.
I don't know.
Oh, my God. Was she a piece of work or what?
What?
I remember the day I told her I was not re-upping with Paxton. I was coming to QAM, and she stood there. She and Petey Bolger in the office, and she stood there tapping her foot like somehow tapping her foot was going to change the reality. The Dow is up 154 points. Wow. I can still see that. I still got my TV going.
Good. There's one.
I wonder what happened here. I mean, what is this?
I don't know. I mean, it was.
Oh, come on, you're a technical expert. Give me a guess.
Well, there's a lot of miles between us over here, so who knows? Maybe a pigeon crapped on something somewhere.
I think a pigeon crapped on our phone line.
Yeah.
Well, so I can't play any bits or.
No, I guess I'll do that, and you'll just make sounds with your mouth.
Or I could make sounds with my ass. I can go take it. If I had to, I don't need to, but I could go take a joist and take this in there with me.
There you go.
That would be really...
We wanted a wireless microphone for a long time now, and now we have it. You can go to the Chinese market. I want to hear what that no-speak English Chinese lady sounds like.
English. Yeah, I can do that. I can go up and knock on Paco's door now and wake him up. Boy,
just hand her the phone, and I'll take it from there.
Screaming and yelling.
We'll make a new Chinese restaurant bit out of it.
Well, let's see what I got here, okay? See, this is what's good about not taking calls, although you could take the calls on your end, couldn't you? I'm not taking it. Don't get carried away.
I could, but I'm already, I would have to do some weird things because you're on the phone, so.
Oh. Yeah, but I know you'd rather...
And the audio vault and the phone computer are the same computer, so if you think we're having technical issues now.
Well, what does that mean? When you play
it means I have to switch back and forth continuously so that I can play spots and take calls, or take calls.
No, we're not. So what does that mean? When you play the spots, I'm not going to hear it?
No. You'll hear everything. It's just they're on the same computer, so I'll just have to be switching computer functions constantly.
Oh, just relax. Quit get so hyper, my God.
I'm
not. Anyway, let's see. Oh, this remember what I said the other day about... on-the-air tryouts and how that's the worst form of desperation in...
On-air auditions.
The worst. Well, guess who hosted the morning show on the ticket today? Not coming at you, but Dave Lamont. Dave Lamont.
The farting Dave Lamont?
Yes. John in Fort Lauderdale says, are these on-air auditions? What do you think, John? Of course they are. Says, I wonder if they had a large can of Glade in the studio in case Dave broke into a farting spell. Asks John in Fort Lauderdale. Well... I don't know, and I really don't care, John. Don't worry about them because they're floundering. grasping for straws. One day it's jerks, and the next day it's... All the out-of-work people are going to be over there auditioning for that morning show. Wouldn't you think that if they were like a real operation, which they're not, but wouldn't you think if they were, they would have their ducks in a row before they let the kid go?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like us.
But they're not. What?
Huh? I said just like us.
Oh, like us. So
Yeah.
I thought you said something nasty.
I did.
That was up 157 points. See, this business of, the poll is down momentarily while Eric takes that stupid thing off. What is a cell phone? And now it's back up. Nice work, Eric. Thank you. He's the best.
Mm-hmm.
If we had him in charge of whatever this technical malfunction at the junction is, we'd be back on normal, like ordinary. But we're not. I'm watching those lights.
Yeah.
This is a long time. This is,
right. Well, I got all the doors open, and I see, like Timmy running back and forth every now and again, but good luck to us.
And what is he doing?
Everything that he can, and it might not be here in the building. It might be the line.
The way it looks to me is like it's the line.
Right.
It's the line.
Like they got to call AT&T again, like they've had to do before. What is this, like the 5th time just in a year?
Well, I think I might have to Joyce here soon. I might go in there and...
Take the phone with you.
No, that's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. That would be the greatest of all time because I wouldn't even tell you.
Put it on speakerphone.
And I'm not one of those people who grunts and groans when I sit on the throne.
Well, you're no fun.
I never understood that.
Well, that depends on the circumstances, you understand.
You go into a public tea room and they go, yeah.
I told you, I was in this room over. I don't know who it was that was in the stall, but it sounded like they were getting off.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It was very scary.
Maybe they were.
It sounded like they were having a really good time. Too good a time. Yeah.
Maybe they were.
Maybe they were.
Who was the sales guy that used to work for us, the chronic masturbator? What was his name?
I don't know.
Do you remember those?
At IOD? I remember rumors of one, but I don't know.
No, not at IOD. At UAM.
Here?
Yeah.
No, I don't know that.
Why am I hearing myself back a second time? Oh, now it stopped.
It didn't because stop. You're on the phone and there's a delay.
Oh, the Dow's up 164. I just farted real bad. I could have put this phone right by my ass. That would have been great. See, there are a lot of advantages of doing the show on the Blackberry.
Yeah. Get a headset.
A headset for what, the Blackberry?
Yeah, that way you can get both your hands free. So you can pick your ass and talk at the same time.
So Paul in Boca is an idiot. So many idiots. Boy, that fart was rank. Oh, man. No, that was not good. That was not a good thing.
You swooning?
Whoa. If I could only have that one in the shower this morning, it would have been a machaya.
Should have bottled it for later. Maybe get a balloon.
Paul says, I'm confused because when I voted Tuesday for Richard Simmons, he was at the top of the poll, and now his name has vanished. My question to you, sir, is why? Sir, because I had Eric take it off of there because Paul Lind is obviously a screaming, or whoever the hell he's talking about, Richard Simmons, a screaming, mincing fag. It didn't tie in with the question of the poll. The poll question is somebody who's in the closet who isn't obviously a screamer. That was the poll question. Richard Simmons was like putting Charles Nelson Riley on there. I mean, just silly. It was like putting Elton John on there. So that's the answer, Paul, sir. Okay, here's the result of the poll. This is not...
Did you just take a bong hit?
Who?
You.
No.
Sounded like you were sucking on a water pipe.
Yeah, I was not sucking anything. I'm not going. Just because I'm doing the show on the phone, I don't want to be that relaxed. I'm going to start saying crap.
Well, you were relaxed enough to start farting.
Well, yeah. I guess it was inspired by Dave Lamont being on this morning across the street. Boy, he used to fart the most wicked, and I'm trying to do a ball game, and he's sitting there just farting up a storm. Anyway, of the following, whom would you least be surprised to learn is homosexual or lesbian? You know, I remember when we had the big power failure in the Northeast, remember?
Yes.
And I did the whole show from my living room, but that was on my regular hardline phone.
Yeah.
I've never done it from in here. Of course, I'm going to have to do it in here because otherwise I can't get the emails, you know.
Correct.
I'm sure they're pouring in. Let me take a look right now. I bet you they're pouring in. Oh, they are. Brandon says, you sound like hell on the phone, but it's not the first time you've had to do this.
Right.
There was the one other time I remember doing the entire show on the phone. I suggest get in your vet and go to Woodbine. Or how about this? You were saying the other day that it's been eons since you last had a drop from a caller. Well, now you can make your own. Yeah, I'm going to make a drop here, I think.
That's what you keep threatening.
Sensible or not, Sportsman at 940. Somebody sends me the Tom Jickout column that I read on the air the other day. Very sad. Oh, Phil Ark, you sound like crap and the show is not up to its usual standards. I think you should take more precautions so it doesn't happen again. Get someone on this right away. Just kidding. But seriously, you sound like Shiite, as the Brits say. Well, too bad.
Yeah.
Does it really sound bad?
It sounds like you're on the phone and underwater.
Lawrence says, I didn't realize Neil was up on the space station today. Come to think of it, they had a better connection. Well, good for them. Good for them. At least I'm here trying to do a show, okay?
Right.
I couldn't just say to George, well, you do it, and I'm going to get in the car and go to Woodbine, or I'm going to go back to bed. You know, I could do that.
And look, hey, you're making their day. You're giving them something to bitch about.
Voters in Gainesville rejected the politics of fear yesterday and bigotry by 58 to 42% margin. Fred Souder sends it. Charter Amendment 1 went down in flames in the city election yesterday in Gainesville, retaining Gainesville's reputation as being one of the most progressive cities in Florida, especially when it's surrounded by a bunch of crimson-red counties here in Aintree or north central Florida, says Fred. Thanks again for mentioning it on the air. Proud of his adopted town today, says Fred Souder. That's what Fred says.
All right. Thank you, Fred.
Oh, and Brandon says, are you doing the show from a cell or a landline? You come in clear on a landline. I can't do it on the landline because it's in the other room, and right. I have nowhere to plug it into in here, and we're doing what we're doing. So all you experts out there, including you, Brandon, oh, my God.
It sounds different, but we can hear every word that you're saying, so it's not like it's distorted or unintelligible or anything like that. So...
Oh, and speaking of, Brandon says, I had the same thing happen to me. I was in the stall at BCC one day when I was still going to school. I heard this guy come in. I heard some rather loud grunts. Afterward, I heard the sound you normally would hear when your hand is well greased and working, and then he vanished. Oh, no. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll get back to this magnificent stuff.
Sure.
Or not. I never did get the poll result. Well, we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
No rush today. Take our time. Dow's up 163 points. Still 2 green lines and 1 red line.
Okay.
And I'm not going to be able to play anything.
I'll play something.
I mean the cue, at the end of the thing.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We just won't have that, and I'll play a bit coming out. How's that?
Great.
No.
Everybody needs a beard, especially me. Not a good idea to appear like a mincing queen. Essentially appeasing what the breeders fear by pretending that I'm not a queer. No one will ever know that I'm a homo. They'll just say he's married, Holding back my passion for sports to now and then. Faking I like women more than watching men. I've got a beard, but inside I'm dying. Living a life that nobody's buying. Now I gotta live a lie and act the part. But it's men that hit me hard. I don't have the balls to admit I play shin ball. I don't have the balls to admit I play shin ball. I don't have the balls to admit I play gin ball. I just don't have the balls to admit I play gin ball.
Well, your close personal friend Brandon had a really good suggestion.
Yeah.
Which is only partially working. It won't work at the moment because he said, don't you have a portable phone that ties into your landline? And I sure do. I never use it. And so it's not charged up. So I just plugged it in my living room, and I put the thing on to charge up.
Cradle.
On the cradle. the hand that rocks the cradle, and I stuck the phone line into it. So when that thing is charged, depending on how long this problem goes on, I can call you back on there, and maybe it'll sound better.
Maybe?
It's a Sanyo. I haven't used that thing in ages because it's a piece of crap, so it'll probably sound worse than this, but we can try it.
Okay.
Because the lights are still out.
Yeah.
Are you getting any progress reports?
No, Josh just did a search during that break, and he doesn't know where Timmy is. I mean, it might be in the basement or something.
What are you saying? What language are you speaking?
Uzbekistani. We don't know where anyone is. There's a big important meeting going on right now, first of all.
Well, what are you talking about? We can't get this thing on the air, and you're telling me there's a big important meeting. It's more important than getting this thing fixed? Important meeting about what?
I don't know where Timmy is, or any engineer, or what they're doing, if they're doing anything.
He was running around in the hallway. And,
He was. That was when I told you that. When I told you that he was running around in the hallways. That's when he was doing that. All right. As of this last break, we don't know where he is or what he's doing. If he's doing something about it, great. And if he's not, not so great. But we don't know. Nobody knows. And everybody else in the building is in the people meter meeting that I wish I was in right now.
Oh, the people meter meeting. Oh, my God. I just got a thing from the fake Barry Jackass about that. As if we don't already know that Miami is going PPM. I got some bad information about the PPM, by the way, a few days ago from Barry Jackass. About Tanner is all upset about it, and everybody else is upset about it, too. It's not accurate, and it's full of crap.
Oh, great. Wonderful.
Kind of like the present Arbitron system.
Sure.
It's not accurate, and it's full of crap. Here's one that says, all you have to do is install free instant messaging software on your computer that supports voice, such as Google Talk or Skype. George could put up his computer, and it would sound crystal clear, not much different than the normal show. Do you understand what that means?
Yeah, but you don't have a microphone hooked up to your computer, so...
No.
So never mind.
No. No, I do not.
You would have to have that, so thanks for the suggestion.
Thanks for the memories, but here's one. It says, oh, man, this is golden. It sounds so funny through the phone. Sounds like you're hiding in that hole they found Sodom in. I am. I'm trying to get the spiders out of my hair. Yeah. Oh, here's a good one from me, who's a real idiot. Can you give out your cell phone number so we can Twitter back and forth? Yeah, go Twitter on there. Oh, there's the picture of that yellow cab again from Vancouver that you sent me.
Sorry about that. That's a Prius. Yes.
It is.
A hybrid.
It's a Prius hybrid. Because my cabbie, I mentioned it to him yesterday, and he knew all about it. He said they have two of them here in Toronto.
Well then.
Why would they only have two?
They're just getting started.
No, they've got more cabs here than they've got population. It's scary. And all of them are crying. Nobody's doing any business because nobody's got any money. Although the Dow is up and everything is coming up roses. The Dow's up 154 points. Here's one from your friend, my anal chapstick. Says, thanks, I couldn't sleep last night. All I could think of was the critters crawling around inside my pillow. I hope that dust mites ate your phone line. I'm sending termites to Woodbine. Well, he's a little bit surly. Don't blame me.
Nah.
God invented them, not me. God invented the dust mites and the bed bugs and all these creepy crawlies because God is a sadistic son of a bitch. Larry King says you should do the show from Woodbine today. I could.
Right?
That's a possibility, although the problem is that there are certain areas where you lose the line inside the building there. Not that I would care. George has had too much airtime lately. He has everything wrong with Cuban Miami. He is a glorified board op who is too big for his britches. Give him a week off and let Flea slid in, said Larry, the fake Larry King. Can't understand why you don't like those fake emails. Here's one from Rocky. Evidently, you didn't get the Joe Bell memo about more cutbacks. The Beasleys can't afford to pay for the phone line that connects you from Toronto, and you'll have to do the show from the phone from now on. They'll do anything to make sure you fail, signed the real Rocky. Yeah, that's true, that part. This was working just fine before the show. We were talking back and forth and the usual crap, and everything was... And all of a sudden...
Not even with a sound, not even a pop or a click or nothing. No. Just all of a sudden, neither one of us are responding to each other.
Vanished. And I'm resetting over here, and you're resetting over there, and nothing is changing. So if you're telling me that Timmy is involved in this meeting while we're
Listen,
sitting here
I don't know where Timmy is what I told you.
Yeah.
And there are no other engineers in the building.
Well, why not?
You know the answer to that question.
I know, because there never are.
I'm sure.
Well, here's the poll result from yesterday. It took almost half an hour to get to this finally, so that's good. Killing some valuable time. I mean, if you think that 4 hours is long ordinarily under the best circumstances, this is really lame.
They didn't, when you bought that Crackberry, there wasn't a little headset in the box there?
No.
Oh.
I don't think so. Do you want me to go look?
Well, during the break.
Well,
I guess.
Seriously, I got no headset for the Crackberry. What are you talking about?
A lot of these phones.
I don't have to wait for a break.
That's right. You don't.
I can take the phone right with me. I'm in my little bathroom right now. I got 2 bathrooms here.
Last couple phones I bought had a little, not a wireless, but just a little wired, earbud headset in there.
Oh, well, let me see. Here's the box.
But I've never bought a Blackberry, so I don't know what.
Well, you better get with it, mister. You got some
my phone's fine.
I'm sitting on my bed right now. Oh, you know what? And I'm looking in here and I see all kinds of crap.
Bed bugs?
No. I'm talking about in the box.
Oh.
I don't see a headset, though. Here's a plug.
Yeah.
Here's another plug.
Butt plug?
Here's a butt plug. Yeah. Look at the size of that thing.
Wow.
Here's something that might be, I don't know.
It looks like a little bud. It's not going to... Yeah.
It looks like a little what?
Bud.
Like a dust mite?
An earbud. Looks like an ear bud.
Okay, let me put the phone down for a second. Open this up.
Okay.
Don't go away.
All right. Go ahead.
Open this little bag. But where's the
It's
Oh, here it is. You're right.
There you go.
You are right. But I'm going to have to set this up during the break.
During the break, yeah, which is
it's got
now.
like a little plug.
Mm-hmm.
The break is now?
Right.
Well, let me go back in the studio because I think I got a spot there.
Yes.
Well, see, I know what's going on. I've been doing this a long time.
Hey, other people would have melted down on both ends.
No, they would not.
Yeah, they would have. All these other amateurs.
All right, hold on while I'm getting way past the break.
I know.
All right, let me do the spot, and then during the break I'll hook this up, and then it's going to sound really spiffy.
Well, at least you'll have both your hands. You'll have both hands.
I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I can stick them inside my ass. But...
Yeah. I love eating nuts.
Hey, we're watching the game. I need another 5 points to cover the spread.
May the best woman win.
Now, here's how to win. And it's easy.
I believe I'm going to win.
In a short time, you may be a winner.
He's a real winner.
You and the office crowd know the Final Four is going down. And you're hoping you're that someone to grab the cash and claim the pool. Well, I guess if you win moolah, you did good for yourself. Well, some use statistics now. And picking random could be wise. Gambling experts just might tell you it's better to go and choosing God's sense. Or just guess that might be smarter. Hell, it's worth a try. You ain't done anything at work yet. You're too busy filling brackets out. When March Madness comes around,
no more fooling around. I gotta get back to work.
What's wrong with you? Get busy.
Okay, now how does this sound?
Good.
It does?
Actually, a little better.
It does?
I gotta say.
Because I'm using the little mic and the headset with it's only got one earpiece.
Not as good as a microphone, but there's less fumbling sound effects. You know what I mean?
Fumbleina?
Yeah. Less fumble-neela.
You know what else I have to do? Oh, this is really phenomenal. And a couple of people suggested this to me, which I can go ahead and here flush the toilet for you.
Please do.
You want to hear that?
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
There's nothing in it, just water. Sorry.
I think you should take a walk to the Chinese market. How long does it take you to get there and back? Can you do it in one segment?
Oh, yeah.
I think you should take advantage of the new format.
No, I got to get the charger. I got to unplug it here from my bedroom and see if this cord is long enough. Gee, I hope so.
Yeah.
I have a limited number of outlets left here, as you can imagine, in the studio. Huh?
Right.
Well, you can imagine I've got every outlet.
Mm-hmm.
So let me unplug this one lamp. Oh, jeez. Oh, start. And plug my charger in, because otherwise this is not going to last.
Correct.
How come this won't plug in?
I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, good.
Now let's see about my charger cord. Oh, I'm all out of breath. And let me plug it in and charge my Crackberry while I'm using it. There we go.
There you go.
Still connected. It's sitting down there with, yeah. And the other thing I'm going to have to do, how long do you think it would take to charge up that portable phone?
I really don't know.
Because I don't think there's anybody working on that end, or somebody would be telling you something. That meeting is too important. They don't care about this show.
I've got both doors open so I can see the hallway from here, and no one has walked past. Not a fly, not a person, not a chicken has walked past that doorway. Everyone is in that meeting, and I don't know if the engineers, any of them, are among them.
Well, isn't this a fine kettle of fish?
Sure.
This is typical.
Right.
This is typical. See, somebody sent me an email, saying now you can really rip the bees. This has nothing to do with QAM. This is a phone company problem. Obviously, The line is out.
Probably, most likely.
Which happens to anybody and everybody. But the fact that there is nobody doing anything, at least that we can tell at the moment, that's them. Oh, here you go. Julio Robaina says, the show is not what I'm used to from you. If the audio doesn't improve, I'm going to have to put on Radio Mambi or Radio Ritmo. Mm-hmm. Your signal's already difficult to get inside the Hialeah City Hall building, and now with you on a phone line, it's almost impossible. Please be as responsive to problems as I am to the Hialeah citizenry. See you with the chariot races. P.S. I plan to run for the Senate seat vacated by my friend and fellow Republican Mel Martinez. Can I count on your vote and, more importantly, your financial support? Yeah, I'll send you a couple of cents. Jackass. Oh, the Reverend Francis Guinan has been sentenced to 4 years in prison, ordered to pay $99,999.99 in restitution of his former church. A parade of priests and other supporters pleaded with a judge for mercy this morning in the case of the second priest convicted of stealing from a Delray Beach church. Oh. Saying that Guinan has suffered enough with a 3-year court case and spending the last month in jail, his supporters pleaded for Circuit Judge Chris DeMarks to spare him prison time. He's lost his identity as priest. He's lost his canonical rights in the church, said the Reverend Nicholas King, pastor in Orlando. Nicholas King. What about the Reverend Nicholas Queen? Oh, my God. This should have been handled internally, could have been handled effectively. In other words, they should have swept out of the carpet is what he's trying to say. Hey, this goes on and on. I don't got time for it, but thank you anyway. Yesterday, the ticket had on mornings Jason Jackson, and today Dave Lamont. The fake Jim DeFetus sends this, like we don't know this. Surprise, show speed is sounding lovely. Not really, through the radio again. Sounding lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Is it lovely?
It is. It's awesome. It's spectacular.
This microphone is have you ever seen these things?
Yeah, I use them all the time.
It's a little tiny...
Just a wire, right?
It's a what?
Just like a wire with an earbud on one end and the mic hanging on it.
Cathedral right now. I have no idea what that means. Do you know what that means?
No.
Tell George to bring some free stuff to Gulfstream on Friday, says somebody with a phone number. You're going to bring some free crap?
They'll have the usual tchotchkage.
Oh, boy, this is...
Well, no one could blame you for bailing on a day like today.
You want me to leave?
No, I don't. Are you kidding me? I'm just saying.
I have your permission to leave. In other words, I'm not asking your permission.
Hey, listen, I'll go ask someone in management. Hey, can Neil leave?
Yeah.
They didn't say you couldn't. Well, what I'm doing, just in case, because of course, I'm trying to prepare for all the contingencies over here, and one of them was your Blackberry possibly dying or that connection.
What happened now? It's charging, baby.
Right. I'm having Josh Cordes, who's the only person that's still paying any attention to us, dub the lives just in case.
In case what? In case I leave?
In case you get tired of doing this crap and you bail.
Tired of doing what crap? I don't know what you're talking about.
The show on the phone, in case you think that it sounds too bad or awful, whatever.
Now that I got this headset, if you would have just told me in the beginning about the headset. No, I never really thought there was one in there. I never, because, anytime you buy any electrical thing, anything like this, there's a whole bunch of stuff inside the box, and usually you don't even look at it. Cause
I do. I play with all of it.
It's superfluous. Well, you play with it. But
That's right.
I'm just telling you.
Open everything up. What's this thing? What's that do? What is this for?
It is interesting, though, that in the upper left-hand corner, there's a different symbol now. Above where it says connected.
That's the headset symbol. And the charging symbol ought to be lit up.
No, it's the... I don't know. The whole thing is different now.
Mm-hmm.
Strange.
See, you're doing a show on the phone symbol.
Oh. This really sucks. Here's one that says, tell George to go into the meeting, let them know of the station's problem. George is too lazy, says he. No, George knows better than to go and interrupt an important meeting. All they care about in this place is their meeting.
Oh, these people who think they know something.
Yeah, you know something.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, because if I wasn't sitting here doing it, there would be nothing. There'd be dead air. Heath.
Right. Yeah, Heath.
Fat shut-in, doughball.
Loser.
Living with mommy.
Faker, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do we want to try... Because, I mean, all we got to do is hang up during the break, and I'll call you back on the... I don't know how long it's going to take to charge up that cordless phone.
Let me tell you something.
Tell me.
Don't risk it. Because, as I tried to explain, and you can't see it, I'm using the audio vault and the phone thing on the same computer, and I have to switch between them to do one or the other. To take a call, I have to deactivate. I have to exit audio vault to use the phone. That's what I had to do before to take your call. That's why you were having such a hard time getting connected to me.
We can do it after the break when we come back.
If you want. I think this is fine right now. I don't think we should mess with it.
Okay, if it sounds okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to sound better on that other thing.
I feel really uncomfortable with this.
And you don't have a headset.
Huh?
You won't have a headset with that other thing, will you?
No.
Yeah.
How would I have a headset with a portable phone?
They have them for those, too.
Although at least, if nothing else, I've got my portable phone all charged up.
If nothing else.
I'll never use it.
Bless you.
I think we're in the Guinness Book of Records now. That's the first sneeze ever done on a radio talk show done over Blackberry.
Could be.
I think so.
Certainly by the host.
With the most. I think I'm going to go flush the toilet again while you do the break. Bye.
Bye.
Michael Phelps.
Yes.
Take me back, if you will, to the party in South Carolina.
It was just a small group, and we were just sitting around celebrating.
You know, I have to ask you, were you smoking pot?
Oh, without a doubt. Nothing but the best.
We live in a time right now where it seems we almost brace ourselves for heroes to disappoint us.
Why do you smile? It's just funny.
How are you doing right now?
Very high.
Are you really?
I'm going to do it no matter what.
Okay, which takes us to our second part of the question. Steroids.
That's 4 days a week.
Does that make you swim faster?
If I'm able to get faster at the end of the year, then obviously I'm doing something right.
Cocaine.
Yeah, every day.
This has been since you were, what, 10? 10 or 11?
I think so.
Every single day?
Mm-hmm. You know, it's been pretty fun so far, so I wanted people to know sort of the background parts of Michael Phelps.
You might be unraveling a little bit.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe not. Wow, the Dow's up 189 points. Aren't you excited?
Yeah, why not?
Now, somebody points out, somebody with a phone number, the same microphone headset you have plugged into your Blackberry can be used as a microphone to plug into your computer if you did wish to go to the instant messaging route.
I don't think it's going to be long enough.
I'm not going to be long enough? I've heard that.
That cord.
Long enough to do what?
To be able to use that as a computer microphone.
Sure it is. The computer is sitting right behind where I have my Crackberry sitting on the counter here.
You can try it if you want, but it's going to take some doing. You don't have Yahoo Messenger installed on your computer. All of these people...
No, forget about all that.
I appreciate all of their helpful suggestions,
but which is what we're doing now, and make it very complicated.
Right.
Now, let me just tell you the thing about this that's the most aggravating and frustrating, and this is the QAM effing way, is that I'm confident that since they're having this thing about the people meter and Arbitron, that meeting going on, whatever engineer would be in the building would be in that meeting.
I don't know if any are. I'm confident that they're over in the other building doing the work to move the station over there. That's what my theory is. Josh found Timmy. He's next door in engineering on the phone. With whom, we don't know, but that's where he is.
Oh, that's good. So he's on the phone with AT&T, obviously.
We don't know.
Or he's on the phone with a hot date, or find
Correct.
drugs.
He's on the phone.
Wow, look at that spot for sandals. Look at that almost naked couple.
Hey, I'm looking at that same thing. You on CNN or something?
Yeah.
Hey.
Wow.
That's like we're in the same place.
Let's see them do it. Anyway, Brandon says if the cordless wasn't charged, don't bother. It'll take a while to get it fully charged.
Right.
Well, it would make things great if George got on the phone, too. Then you'll see the ratings jump.
It could be done.
Well, let's not.
Let's not, yeah. Let's not play with anything. Let's quit while we're behind.
There's something really wrong with this thing being out this long. I can't recall the last time once in a while it'll go out for a few seconds like this, or for a few minutes, and then they'll make the call, and they'll get it right back on again. Maybe they haven't paid their bill.
Hey, anything's possible.
Anyway, I keep trying to give the poll result from yesterday, and I keep getting interrupted by myself. Very relaxing, though, here like this. I'm sitting back in the chair.
Good. Go ahead.
Of the following, whom would you least be surprised to learn is homosexual or lesbian? Charlie Crist, your Olympus governor, wins 179 votes. Ann Coulter, 160. Tommy Cruise, 104. Barry Manilow, 95. Ryan Seacrest, 77. See what I tell you about that number? Everywhere you look, 77. How's Babalu doing? He's still dead?
Yeah.
John Travolta, 60. Whoopi Goldberg, 34. Anderson's Pooper, 32. Boy, he was a late addition, and he zoomed up there. He's a real lady. Hillary Clinton, 32. Oprah Winfrey, 31. Matt Fudge, she's got 29. Terrell Owens, 27. He also was a late addition. Sandy Peyton Manning, a very late addition, 18. Jeff Garcia, 18, with a fresh breath. I know the kind of breath he's got.
What?
I'm not going to say it. Because George gets real nervous if we say penis.
Oh, God.
Penis Williams, 16 votes. Zach Efron, 12. Lou Pearlman, Big Papa, 9. Brian Craig, 7. And Brian Andrews, 6. The two Brians. The battle of the Brians for last place. I'm sitting over here. I can put that right in the wastebasket instead of my big Glad bag, my big garbage bag here. I got quite an operation going on.
I'll bet.
I could unplug the charger, though. I'm sure my Crackberry is charged up nice and good now. It's charging as we go. And if I didn't need it, well, I got a whole pile of emails and stuff and a couple of bedtime stories. I could do like the rest of this segment from my bedroom.
Wow.
Sitting on the bed.
Does your bed squeak at all or something? Can you jump up and down and make it squeak?
Squeak. No, it does not squeak. Although maybe the dust mites might make some sound.
The dust mites?
That whole crap about the pillow, that is an urban legend. That is such nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Half of the weight of the pillow is from dead... First of all, if there was that much matter in there, you would be able to see it.
Or at least smell it.
Smell it?
Don't you think? If it's dust mite waste, that you'd be able to smell it after a while?
Oh, look at this. Holzer, the Barry Jackass sent this. Holzer and Fistel, LLC, is investigating possible violations of state law for, among other things, breaches of fiduciary duty in connection with a proposed buyout of Cox Radio, Inc. by Cox Enterprises, Inc. Under the agreement announced Monday, Cox Enterprises will pay $3.80 a share for a total price of approximately $69.1 million in an all-cash transaction. Cox Enterprises own approximately 68% of the outstanding shares of Cox Radio and has voting control over approximately 97% of Cox Radio stock. If consummated, Cox Radio will become a wholly owned subsidiary of Cox Enterprises. The firm's investigation is focused on, among other things, whether the proposed deal consideration provides adequate value to Cox Radio's minority shareholders and whether the deal comports with applicable law. Wow. And it goes on about who these people are, and they're in Atlanta. And, of course, that's the home base of Cox Broadcasting. Cox Ahoy's is Atlanta. Wouldn't that be something? They get their ass in the ringer? That would be great.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I'm like Disney. See, I can't play it. I can say it. I don't see anything changing
That's
here
my
on this
opinion.
box.
I'm like Disney.
Disturbing.
No, and Josh got a report from Timmy saying nothing new. We know nothing.
Now, can you interpret that?
Okay, I can
translate that to English for me. What does that mean?
I can try. Well, all right. Let me tell you what I know about what's going on.
Yes, nothing.
I'm done.
What kind of an answer is that?
It's what I got. Nothing.
Besides the typical QAM answer.
Right. You know how, like, if I had something to tell? The opposite of that.
I think you had a really good idea about my taking off the rest of the show.
I don't think anyone would blame you.
Although I got some spots in here today. Well, you got them, though, right?
They're in the machine. I had Josh Cordes record them just in case, because I'm not, because when there's one technical issue, you know how Murphy's Law is. There's no guarantee that there's not going to be 2 or 3 on the heels of it. And especially knowing this place, I'm trying to factor in. Whoa, we might be back. We might be back, man.
We're not. I'm looking at the lights. Nothing happened.
I don't know why I'm hearing myself back. Somebody in the control room doing something. Potchkeying. Josh Cordes is going to go investigate right now.
Somebody doing what? Where?
Potchkeying in the control room, perhaps. That's just a theory. No, there's nobody in there, so I don't know what that was all about. Maybe switching some wires in the back. That was bizarre.
That was really strange. And I was hoping that when that was going on, I would look down here and I'd see the green lights all come back on.
No.
No.
I got excited too, but no. False alarm.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. You should see.
Poll. In the past year, what's the longest time you've ever been without your cell phone? And you see, if I didn't have my cell phone today, my Crackberry, we'd be up Schmitz Creek. Or you'd be doing the show and I'd be at Woodbine. A few hours, 71. A day, 63. Never been without my cell phone, 37. That's what I voted since I got it. A week, 26. A month, 15. 212 votes. That's what we got. Oh, here's a really good suggestion. Hey, Neil, how about using your current snafu to take a few phone calls? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, our current snafu.
That would be more difficult than ever.
That would be what?
More difficult than ever. Not impossible, but it'll be sound awful because I won't be able to control the levels individually for you and the other callers.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to happen.
Good.
Just an idiotic...
Wrong day for that. If there was a...
wrong day to try for the phone calls, yeah. In fact, when I'm doing the show, any day is the wrong day to try for the phone calls.
If there's a right day, it ain't today.
I don't miss them at all.
I'm your friend. I'm your friend.
They're probably in the meeting, too.
They might be.
Prozac Ron and Chamba.
Would not surprise me.
And the Reverend and the boyfriend. They're all probably in the meeting.
Right.
Sitting at the head of the conference table, fondling Jolly Joe's earlobes. Oh, my God. So he told you nothing?
Nothing.
I mean, I just don't know what kind of an answer that is. I mean, wouldn't the answer be, well, the AT&T says it's not the line or something?
I figured you'd be used to that by now, working here.
Well, usually when we have these things, there's somebody doing something, and they make something happen.
Well, maybe they eliminated that person's position.
Like Fat Julio?
Right.
He was a great engineer. He helped to build this whole studio up here, and they blew him out. They blew his ass out. So you're right. Maybe somebody effed somebody who knew their crap. Probably got blown out. Oh, here. Why does Neil sound like he's on a bad remote? Says Rob. Because our phone line is down, and Neil is doing the show on the phone today. Rob, that's why. Todd says, I love it. Marconi from the grave. I'm in a hole in the ground with a metal helmet on, listening to you on a shortwave, hiding from the Kaiser. What you guys have to do to put on a show these days is beyond belief. Nice infrastructure, eh? I'll continue monitoring you regardless. Great show, and best regards always. Says this guy, Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, listen, we deserve a medal for this today. If you would have seen, like, leading up to showtime, what I had to go through just to get you on the phone and get the spots all up and running and the show open and all of this other stuff.
Well, let's do the spots now, because that's what we're here for.
Do a Q thing, like, say QAM or something.
Oh, QAM.
You back, Jack?
This is the Neil Rogers Show.
Oh,
this is your brain. Any questions?
All the executives and their families should be executed with piano wire around their necks. My greatest hope.
I've had enough with rich white guys that hide behind their tailored suit and ties. When they get caught raping us and act indignantly, I say take a baseball bat break their legs and knees, and start with AIG. Let's tie piano wire around the CEOs, slice them with a knife from their belly to their nose. Let's tie piano wire around the CEOs and cut off the nuts for stealing from us. Make the fat cock squeal and tie piano wire around the CEOs.
I'm looking for all the CEOs' names, kids, where they live, etc.
Once and for all, let's penalize these gonna schmucks whose mouths are filled with lies. Let's pull out their nails and wrap their entrails around a Christmas tree and tie these Eucharistic CEOs with piano wire.
If the government can't do this properly, we the people will take it in our own hands and see that justice is done.
Strip them naked and devour their flesh. Strip them naked and devour their flesh. Strip them naked and devour their flesh.
Oh, we're back.
Strip them naked and devour their flesh.
This is so exciting.
Let me roll some credits.
Devour their flesh.
It was real exciting when I saw those green lights come all back on.
You came back with a vengeance. You're all booming.
Really?
Yeah, it sounds great. I want to thank Josh Cordes for being the person running around.
Thanks, Josh. I'll send those checks out this week.
And Joe Bell came in and, heard us saying that we weren't getting any information, and he called George Corso and got some information, and then shortly thereafter the line came back on, which I'm sure was just a coincidence. And that double echo, double speak we were hearing was obviously the line lurching back to life.
Really?
Yeah, so.
Woo!
So here we go.
What excitement.
Thanks, Josh. You're dismissed. Oh, okay.
No, seriously, I will put the checks in the mail this week.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
The deal with that is that we're living in very precarious financial times.
Yeah, listen, in today's economy, I could use $1,000.
That's exactly right. In today's economy, I don't got 2 pennies to rub together.
Hey, mister, I'm in worse shape than you. Just remember that at the end of the day.
That's what you think. You don't have all the dependents that I do.
Listen, I'm not going to the Hard Rock pulling the slot machine, so you're doing just that.
If it weren't for the money I'm making there, I'd be in the poorhouse. I'd be at the Mount Elias Soup Kitchen in Detroit. They'll be in the mail this week, and we really appreciate your assistance.
Thank you. This is it, man. This is the final check here. For you. Truly. Yeah, for me.
The first one for Tubby.
That's right.
He's doing a good job, I think.
Well, that's good.
Stories are getting on there.
Well, that's all that counts, right?
That's all that counts for us, yeah. So Jolly Joe Bell came in here. Wow. And he intervened. Well, he had that big meeting going on, with the PPM and the PP. They're always having a meeting about the PP. Okay, let me get back to
all right.
What we're doing. Here's one from somebody who says, ha, 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 I'm about to pee my pants over here. What the hell kind of a station is this? Oh, man, this is awesome. Even a banana republic like Cuba has a better radio operation than WQAM. You finally made it to the top, Neil. I guess you can retire now. You've officially experienced everything go wrong on the radio. Yeah, no, this is nothing new. We've been through this before.
Right.
And being the stellar professionals that we are, we make it happen, okay? And thanks to whoever, Timmy or whoever in engineering or George Corso, whomever.
Everybody.
Got with AT&T and got the damn line back up.
But Josh
how does that happen? How does the line, well, you already answered, a pigeon peas.
Who knows? A lot of miles between us, man.
Dow's up 166. Boy, this feels so much better doing it this way.
It sounds better, too.
And my Crackberry has got 90% charge.
All right.
So that wasn't... Although it's going to be a hell of a phone bill, and I'm not paying it. Don't you think for an hour, international call?
Expense accounted.
Brandon says, are you going to be refunded money for making an international call to host a show? Have your cell phone for the month bill paid for using the majority of your minutes. What does that mean? Says, I don't know what kind of cell plan you have, but I'm sure somewhere, someplace, this is costing somebody some serious money for a 4-hour international call. Well, it only turned out to be a 1-hour international call, thanks God. Thank the Lord. Wow. It's a good thing we don't get as panicky as some of these people in the audience. Oh, but you got to do this, no, you better do that. Well, what kind of station?
We got it. We've been here before. We know what to do.
Been there, done that.
But thank you, because they were all very thoughtful. I'm sure they wanted to help.
Well, wait till you hear the next one from Heath.
Oh, please.
Don't you think it's about time I blocked Heath? I'm getting tired of his crap.
Whatever.
Says George is not trying to solve the problem by getting people involved to fix it. At the same time, keeps saying you should stop doing the show today. This is the same show he thinks you're doing wrong by taking emails. Very interesting. Yeah, I'm blocking Heath. He's an idiot.
Scab-picking, stocky, fat turd.
Yeah, scab-picking scumball. George Ann says, since you're on the phone, can you give us today's fishing report like Captain Bouncer used to? No, but I can do a fabulous phono report like Chuck Myers guest used to.
We're going to replace Captain Bouncer with a hot chick with big boobs called Captain Bouncy, and she's going to give the fishing report.
How about Captain Howdy?
Why not? He comes up a lot.
The Dow is up 188, and there's Allie Felching.
But what we're seeing is a sense that things are moving.
Yeah, things are moving like your bowels. He's got the vest on today, that silly queen.
When doesn't
There's one should have been on that.
Doesn't
pole.
He always? Isn't that his look?
Yeah, that's his look.
Shaved head, curly glasses, look. And a vest.
Mr. Egghead.
Is that a wedding ring on his hand?
I don't know. I can't see his left hand. You saw a wedding ring on her hand?
I see his right hand. I forget where they are. I don't know where they go. I don't wear one.
No, he don't have no wedding ring. Are you a crazy person or what?
Maybe it's a bedwetting ring.
Yeah. No, he don't have no wedding ring on either hand. He might have a...
Right there, look. On his right hand.
Ring. Yeah. He's got a friendship ring like the Jonas Brothers.
See, I didn't know.
A friendship ring. And Joey ring. Jonas has a ring for real friendship.
Bathtub ring?
Zisco says, go to Woodbines already. I want to hear the bells and whistles of those slot machines. Sit next to a machine... next to an outlet and charge it from the casino. Let's go. Get a move on, old man. Good thing I didn't go anywhere, okay, including across the street.
Right.
So that I was here when the green lights came on, and I went like, oh yeah, we're back. It still took a few seconds, though, after the green lights came on for the audio to start puking through. I wonder why.
Yeah, I don't know.
Andre says, WTF. Sounds like the Beasleys are squeezing your nuts. And let me say this to you. If I would have taken your advice and taken off, which I had no intention of doing, that would have been embarrassing when the thing came back up at 11 o'clock.
It wasn't my advice.
The hell it wasn't. You kept saying, oh, if you took off, nobody would blame you. I don't do that kind of crap, okay? I'm not one of those slackers like you're thinking about. I show up here, rain, shine. It's a little murky, by the way. The Dow's up 160 points. Here's an eye report from Karen on CNN.
Beginning his answer by saying, well, as you know, I inherited. When he said that word, I was like, oh, here we go again.
Oh, my God. What's he be talking about? Sounds like the Beasleys are squeezing your nuts. Really, it does not sound like for real. You actually sound like an old man. I am an old man, so don't go, Neil. Please, I won't be able to work if you're off the please. Keep it coming, Rogers, before you get joisted right out to Woodbine, says Andres. P.S. If you scored Woodbine, run like a son of a bitch. All these people are experts. I've been doing extremely well there. Even yesterday, I had a difficult day. I still won a couple $100, and they weren't paying. No good machine, man. And the old guy who smells like he peed in his pants all the time, he was there, playing his 5 credits on the quick hit. And the guy with the young guy with the black glove, the black leather glove, who's a leather freak.
Really?
Plays 1 credit at a time. He's there every day. All they do is tie up a machine. Here's a fax I just got, an ad fax. Interested in having a Starbucks cafe right in your place of business? Call or email today. Yeah, let's have a Starbucks in here. Then I can start drinking coffee and I'll spend the whole show on the can. Then we can do that thing from the Crackberry again. That was very entertaining. Kind of.
It was a trip.
Here's an earlier one. Well, I'm getting caught up on stuff now. Brandon, who's just in a feeding frenzy today, says, I say regardless, it's the perfect day to take a field trip. Take the show on the road. And I agree with George, go to the Chinese market or go to one of your many other haunts like Red Lobster. But there's something I really want to know. How long is that battery going to last on your Blackberry? 4 hours straight is quite a bit for talk time. That's when I went here. I read that. And I ran in the other room and I got my charger and I plugged it in. I had just the right amount of cord. Everything worked out like magic.
Might not run for 4 hours straight, but it'll run for 4 hours gay. Gay.
Oh, I think the line just went out again.
Oh, Neil. You're listening to Neil Rogers.
Well, here we go again.
Let's try it.
Fast forward is 40 minutes later.
Oh, God.
I have to say that I didn't think much of Bernie Madoff the first time I laid eyes on him. I shook his hand and quickly realized my watch and wallet were missing. So me and the sisters punished him. And by punished, I mean violated him in the shower. Shortly after that, I remember when Bernie tried to run a Ponzi scheme with our cartons of cigarettes. Well, we lost everything. So we shanked Bernie in the shower. Then violated him once again in the shower. Near the end of our brief time together at Shawshank, I gave Bernie a poster of Raquel Welch. He promised to pay me for it, but he escaped without reimbursing me. So I escaped 10 years later, tracked him down at his cabana in Zihuatanejo, met him for tea, gained his trust, convinced him to take a shower with me, and then, when he least expected it, shanked him and violated him over and over and over in his shower. My. I miss Bernie. You know, whenever I think of repeatedly violating Bernie Madoff, it always makes me smile.
Rectum. Well, 11:18 at 560. We're back. Woo! But you're not going to be too happy about this next email.
Oh, whatever.
From the fake Johnny Dark.
Ooh.
George was able to turn you against Glenn, and he's been a hanger-on ever since. He contributes very little to the show. He's disinterested and a bore. I can't stand listening to him anymore. He doesn't belong on the air, says the real or fake Johnny Dark. Take your choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
The real Johnny Dark.
Your mama?
Good thing we're not here to take abuse.
We're not. Do you not want me to read those anymore?
Do whatever you want.
I'm going to do whatever I want.
I know.
I'm just asking just to kill some time, you know.
I don't care. What's that shut-in say? On or off
right.
Here?
That is right. So just relax.
I am.
Kills 4 hours magnificently well. I think it's going swimmingly well. I feel good about the show right now. Not great. I wish we could do it the way, we would want to do it, but we can't.
On the phone?
Yeah, let's go back do it on the phone. I enjoy that more. With that little clip-on mic. And that very painful earpiece. Wow. Boy, whoever designed those.
They aren't comfy at all.
Good God. Well, why not?
I don't know.
I do have a headset here that I bought a long time ago. Oh. And you know something? I'm wondering, no, this is too big to fit into the Crackberry. It's got it's too big to slip into the hole. But it fits into the board. Where's that thing? Here it is. Oh. I wonder why oh man, these are the tinniest damn things. Wow. And they're loud. Well, that's because I got it cranked up.
I see.
You see what?
Why they're tinny.
Well, I don't need them because I got the overhead like you do there.
Right.
I'm one of those, who started that with the overhead thing? At INZ, I believe.
Okay.
And boy, what a treat that is.
What a mahaya.
Yeah, instead of using cans. All these people with their headphones. Oh, headphones are the way. That's real radio. It's bullcrap. It's annoying. These are very, very tinny sounding. Can you hear it?
No.
Is it coming through there?
No.
Oh. What kind are these? Sony. Oh, geez. Sony baloney. I'm putting them right back on the floor where they've been sitting for years. There they go, where they belong. It was an important death. And here it is, almost 11:30, and we're just getting around to the important death. George Kell dies.
Who?
Well, you're not a sports guy. See, that's the problem. You would know George Kell if you were a sports guy, although probably not. The Hall of Fame third baseman who edged Ted Williams for the 1949 American League batting title and became a Detroit Tigers broadcaster for nearly 40 years died Tuesday. He was 86. One of the worst of the ex-jock broadcasters. He did the TV for the Tigers for 100 years. If Rocky could get on now and Storm and Norman could get a hold of one, the Tigers would be right back. He was just awful. Awful. Jackson's funeral home in Newport, Arkansas, confirmed the death. Didn't give a cause. The Hall of Fame said he died in his sleep at his hometown in Swifton. 86, die in your sleep. That's not a bad deal, huh?
I'll take it.
Although, Kell was severely injured in a car crash in 2004, but was able to walk with a cane about 6 months later. See, that's probably why he croaked. Once your body gets like severe trauma like that, you're going to be dead someday.
Right.
Kell outlasted Williams for the 1949 batting crown, hitting .342.91, while the Red Sox great finished at .342.76. Boy, just a tiny curly hair apart. Kell played 15 seasons, hitting better than 309 times and compiling a career average of .306. He was a 10-time All-Star. There's no one who loved and respected the game more than George, Hall of Fame President Jeff Idelson said. Not only was he one of baseball's true legends, he was a fan, too. He loved coming to Cooperstown and sharing in the camaraderie with his Hall of Fame family. After he retired, Kell broadcast Tigers games from 59 to 96, if you can call it that, every year except 1964. Longtime Tigers broadcaster Ernie Harwell and Kell became close friends while working together in TV and on radio. He had a very laid-back style, Harwell told WWJ in Detroit Tuesday. He was easygoing and an expert on the game. He brought the field to the booth because he played and played well. He had a conversational style that people took to. He was awful, just horrendous. If Storm and Norman could get a hold of one, I mean, he was just rooting the whole game. He didn't broadcast the game. He was just rooting, trying to figure out how the Tigers would win, and they didn't. Al Kaline, a Hall of Famer for the Tigers, also was a broadcasting colleague of Kell's. George was a great friend and like a big brother to me, Kaline said yesterday. When we broadcast together, I was a rookie, and he was a veteran. He was a great mentor to me. Wow. Just unbelievable. It goes on and on and on and on and on. Kell was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1983 by the Veterans Committee. He was joined that year by Brooks Robinson. They were teammates with Baltimore as Kell's career was winding down and Robertson's was beginning. Well, there you go. George Kell, he's dead. 86, died in his sleep. I wouldn't mind living to 86 and die in my sleep.
Sure, me either.
Wouldn't you?
I'll take it.
In fact, I almost died in my chair here this morning with this phone. Now, did we ever get a follow-through on that? Or
it was AT&T. And,
told you?
Yeah.
And what? And your mama?
And George Corso called them, and they said,
yeah.
You know, and then they fixed it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, George Corso took care of it.
Well, yeah.
The chief engineer. So Timmy couldn't get her done.
Timmy called George.
Called George what, an idiot?
Maybe.
Here's an email, a long one from Ken in Pompano Beach. Listener since 86, currently on disability from work for 9 weeks. This has nothing to do with anything, but it should kill a little time. Good, that's what we're here for. My wife was a housekeeper for a wealthy man who lived in South Florida. He was the top executive with CBS TV. He passed away a little over a year ago. His funeral was at Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach. All the top entertainers from CBS were in attendance. Among the nice, friendly celebs were Deborah Norville, Leslie Moonves, Rachel Ray, and surprisingly enough, Donald Trump. He was near the front door greeting guests when we arrived, and he suddenly turned around, almost ran over my wife. He couldn't have been more embarrassed, repeatedly apologizing to her. He was very gracious. Among the a-hole celebs were Oprah, who had to have her own private room away from the common people, and Dr. Phil, who looked at us like we were something the cat dragged in. Just thought you might be interested. How do you like that? Oprah and her protege, Dr. Phil, one of the most unctuous, drooling rednecks.
Yep.
And Steve, I'm blocking this phony Steve Rondinero. It's just annoying. Just stupid. Can I wish so-and-so a happy birthday? No, I can't. I don't know who that is, and I don't care who it is. Oh, here, somebody just sent me George Kell dies.
Hey. I know all about him now.
Woo! If Rocky could get a hold of one now, and Storm and Norman can get up there and hit one. And this would be in a game where the Tigers would be losing like 12-1 or something. And he's got it all figured out how they're going to win the game. You suck, George.
Holy cow. Aaron's coming. Well, congratulations.
Hello, this is Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner. And I want to reassure everyone that by the end of the year...
Is that a camera?
Please, no cameras. You can have confidence in me. And you're probably wondering why President Obama picked me to head the agency that oversees the IRS when I neglected to pay my own taxes. Well, as you know, Rahm Emanuel is missing a finger. And, well, the president took pity on me when he was told I only have one testicle. Yes, it's true. See? Here. Just one tiny little testicle. So let me reassure you that when it comes to the economy, I've got this thing well in hand.
So what do you believe in, the old testicle or the new testicle?
Oh, I don't have to choose.
And somebody got his ab rocket this morning. Oh, hallelujah, happy day.
Now he can blast it.
Yeah. Things are really looking up. Don't forget to join George Friday at Gulfstream, 10 to 2.
Right. Assuming all the equipment is working the way that it ought to be.
Oh, no, you're going to start being negatory again. Just because we had a little episode here today.
We deserve an award.
Come by for great horse racing, play a little poker, maybe hit the slots for some big money, plus enjoy some great food and drinks. While George and Neil get you ready for the big Florida Derby this Saturday at Gulfstream. Big weekend.
Yeah.
It's a big, big-ass weekend.
Right, going to Ultra.
We need to add something to the poll. Don't have a cell phone.
Oh, right away.
Right?
Absolutely.
There actually are people out there who have no cell phone. Don't ask me how or why or what or when. Oh, Motown drummer Uriel Jones dies in Michigan. And it's got a link. Sorry, I don't do links. Dave Lamont opened a bottle of Beano. Has sent you a news article. Oh, now we got the fake Dave Lamont. That's good. And here's another fake one from Paul Castronovo. Your competition loves George. Let him do all 4 hours. Well, guess what? During the summertime, he does do all 4 hours pretty much, a lot of days, and we do just fine. And have for years. So there you go, Paulie. Stuff that in your fat old ass. Stephen Young says, Norman Cash or one of your favorites, Norman Duplays. No, not one of my favorites. One of Fat Rich's least favorites. DNF Duplays. Did not finish. DNF Duplays. For all you harness racing people. Never got a word about Aaron Merriman yesterday. It's just amazing. And I realize that most people don't give a crap about horse racing or harness racing especially, but it's just that South Florida is such a narrow... hockey, that's soccer on ice. We don't care about that.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, they don't know from it. All they know about is early bird dinners and freeloading and being angry and that's it.
In a place that could use more things to do, this is their attitude.
They always say, there's so much to do here. The golf is great and the fishing and the surfing and the snorkeling.
The surfing is for crap down here. We don't have any waves. We don't have good waves down here for surfing.
No, the good waves are in Cocoa Beach.
Got to go north.
Right. To Alaska. Oh, I love that song. Johnny Horton. I know. Columbia Records.
Yeah, I ain't going to.
North to Alaska. You're not going to play it.
No.
You're not?
Well, I can.
Well, don't.
Okay.
Don't do it. I think we've accomplished miracles here today.
I agree.
And I sure learned a lot. Boy, I learned a whole lot about that Crackberry and that little headset. Johnny Horton, he's still dead. He was one swell of a guy. And the whole thing with the Crackberry, that was a pretty interesting experiment. So if that ever happens again, we're prepared.
Right. Keep that headset, right there handy.
It is, as a matter of fact. All of the little clip on there.
Yeah. Oh, that
fell off.
A waste. Oh, I take mine off anyway.
Why?
Because it's worthless. I never use that clip. I use the headset all the time, but not the stupid little clip.
That headset, man. That little thing to stick in your ear, even on airplanes now. Well, what happened to the old headsets they used to have on airplanes?
Oh,
I thought we were making progress.
When you make it smaller, you got to use less materials.
Oh, but they got that nasty, uncomfortable thing that you're supposed to stick in your ears. Oh, yep. Those things hurt.
Yes.
You say to the Stewie, what do I do with this? You stick it in your ear.
Mm-hmm.
And I look right back at her and I throw it at her and say, just stick it in your ass. And then she does.
It fits better.
Those things are muy uncomfortable.
See.
Somebody out there who's out of work, you want to do something really, really phenomenal and contribute to the human race and make a lot of cash? Design, invent, come up with a new mini headset.
They have them. If you go to Best Buy or Office Depot or something like that, they have the nice ones with the really form-fitting silicone inserts, and you buy them and they have different sizes, so you can find the one that fits your ear perfectly, and then there you go.
I'm so thrilled that the ab rocket showed up upstairs.
What does that thing look like? A rocket?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Is it red?
It's not real all that expensive.
Is it a red rocket?
I don't know. It's a pocket rocket.
Oh, that makes sense.
No, because it's one less thing I'm going to have to deal with. Here's Mary Taylor, generic Soma from our pharmacy. No pain, much gain.
How much?
What is Soma?
It's a muscle relaxer and tranquilizer. A little bit of pain relief in there.
Oh, I deleted that real fast. 3:39 this morning. I know exactly what time it was because I looked at the alarm clock when the thing buzzed. And it was Betty Smith or Patricia Williams or one of those fake people. Right. You talk about fake names in our emails.
Oh, yeah.
These spam emails, it's all there are fake names. Betty Smith and Jody Jones and whatever. Jody Jameson. Fake names. All of the same crap. Soft C. Alice. I just can't believe that there are really that many guys with limp weenies. But I guess there are. All ages, sizes, and descriptions.
Or they wish there were.
Yeah, they sure do. They wish everybody was limp. Like a wet noodle. Todd and Gina say, I'm not sure if you're a fan of Family Guy. No, I saw it once and I thought it blew. But they referenced Ann Coulter last Sunday. I laughed until I cried.
It was a very good episode.
The character Lois got a job at Fox News. During the tour of the facility, the Fox guy showed her the break/lunch area. Lois asked, where's the refrigerator? Fox guy says, we don't need a refrigerator. We have Ann Coulter. He walks over to Ann sitting on the counter, opens her legs. You hear the sound of a fridge, and you see the light shining out of her skirt like a fridge. The Fox guy peers in and says, there's never anything good in here, closes her legs and walks away. Go Red Wings, say Todd and Gina.
It was a very funny episode.
Was it really?
Yeah. Ripped the hell out of Fox
I guess I saw it on the wrong week.
Probably. It took a little getting used to.
You missed the first hour today. You missed some revolutionary radio, I'll tell you that.
Yes, indeed. It was.
Oh. Wow. I think I was sitting in a strange position during that whole first hour, too, because my package is like all
twisted,
curled up now. You know,
twisted in a knot? Well, go ahead and adjust.
I just did.
Okay, good. I mean, nobody's watching anyway.
Fake Hawk Mark says, hey, I need an engineer. I just saw one pass by. Didn't seem to be doing anything important. Just ask.
I believe it.
We can start the new QM 790 equipment personnel sharing program. As you already know, Dave Lamont was on this morning. He hasn't been mentioned enough to think of him as a serious contender for the morning show. The best clue is who's been given more than just one tryout. You know who. Jason Jackson has. Coming at ya! Either way, whoever gets it, it's going to be a South Florida retread. How about that? Neil, I know you do the handicapping. This is really pathetic for Friday's second race. And you actually have got me interested in the racing. This weekend is probably the biggest day in Florida horse racing. I plan to go to the Florida Derby this Saturday. Pretty please, can you do a brief review of the field for the Saturday Derby? No, I can't. You may not have won all the races, but your picks seem to be good if I were going for perfectas, trifectas, etc. Shove it up your ass, Mark.
The real Mark stopped by the last time we were there.
The real Mark Hawk?
Yeah. Introduced himself. Shook our hands. Said hi.
Get out of here. From 790?
That the very same.
And said what?
Hi, how are you?
And you said...
You fairy.
I'm sure, something like that.
I shook his hand and, I didn't know the guy. Now I do.
Yeah. No, that's the fake. Was it the real one or the fake one?
Well, it was the real one that showed up. I don't know who you're getting the emails from. It could be the real one or the fake one.
No, maybe the real one's sending the emails and the fake one is the one that showed up.
That could be.
Neil Rogers.
God.
Hello. I'm gonna bite off your nuts.
A wild horse can cause a fuss by biting off somebody's nuts. You better not get my dander up. I'll bite off your nuts. Wild horses have a lust for wrapping our teeth around a truss. You better think twice about messing with us. I'll bite off your nuts. I like making a human shriek. It doesn't mean I'm gay. Horses have a nasty streak. You better stay out of our way. A wild horse will use his chops to bite off your rocks and make you post-op. If you want to hold on to what you got, better listen to this. I'll bite off your nuts.
11:45 at 560 WQAM. Barry Jackass says Hawk is a great guy and a great radio talent. He's the creative force behind the Dan LeBastard show with Stu Gatz. He's a big fan of your show. How do you like that? He's a big fan of the show. That's why he keeps sending me all these emails.
Right.
Real or imaginary. And you think it's the fake Mark Hawk?
Of course.
Everybody's fake. Even George Ann, who says, forgot to mention last night's Frontline was great. It dealt with $1 trillion deficit and how Bush 43 kept screwing up the economy with tax cuts and more. You can watch it again on PBS.org. If it's been mentioned already, sorry. It hasn't been mentioned, George
I want to watch
Ann.
it
Thank
now.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Georgianne.
I'm writing it
now,
down.
You think she's fake?
No, of course not.
Well, there you go. See, what do you mean, of course not? How do you know?
Of course not. Joey Reynolds.
He's fake. Even
Johnny
the real
Dart,
one is fake.
Who? Greg Budell.
Larry King.
Yeah.
Dave Lamont.
Oh, no, he's the real one.
Barry Jackass.
Thanks, Georgianne. I'm writing
Johnny
it down.
Dark. Johnny Dork.
I said that.
You did? I didn't hear it. I was
That's all right.
talking over you.
Me. It's all right.
That was up 100. You know, not only did they put the stock market numbers in really tiny print in the bottom right-hand corner on CNN, but also now they put them in, like, green. So you definitely, even if you want to read them, you can't. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know how, like, certain fluorescent things are very hard to read if they're in red? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's what they're doing. I think they're trying to make everybody... Look at that. Oil's almost $54 a barrel. It is now. It's a little 54 into something. Damn ragheads are squeezing it again. Squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. And the loonies, 81.71. That's not good, but it's not all that bad. Stays down there near 80 cents. I'll be fine. And that Cordes man putting the pressure on for that check. Doesn't he know that I hate that?
No, I think he might now, though.
What? I don't like being pressed for money. I don't like when somebody says, oh, when are you going to send me that check? That, especially when I don't owe him anything. I owe him nothing. I just invented those checks as a way of saying thanks for doing the bedtime stories, and here's a few bucks. That's all. Am I right?
Okay.
There was never any contractual or even non-contractual. There was never any discussion about it.
Hey, I don't know what was discussed or what was going on in your head, so.
Nothing. What was going on in my head, I don't know. Probably not much. Remember we had the story about George Weber, the ABC radio newsman who got killed?
Yes.
By some hustler?
Yes.
An emotionally disturbed 16-year-old has confessed to killing ABC radio newsman George Weber in his Brooklyn apartment last Friday in what appears to be rough sex gone very wrong. Rough sex gone very wrong. But that was up 175. The teen's name isn't being released, but cops tracked him down via Weber's email and cell phone records, and he reportedly confessed to the crime early this morning. We hit Bruno Tattaglia at 4 o'clock this morning.
Nah.
Weber had placed a Craigslist ad looking for rough sex. He saw the victim's ad looking for violent sex and said, I can smother somebody for $60, but it got out of hand, a source said. I can smother somebody. The teen admitted he stabbed Weber, but couldn't remember how many times because he blanked out during the violent drug-fueled assault.
I see.
It was an assault. Details are still sketchy, but uniformly horrifying. The New York Post says that the suspect told police that Weber pulled a knife on him. He took it and stabbed the former radio newscaster. Weber apparently fought back and wounded his killer, but ended up stabbed dozens of times with his ankles bound with duct tape. Always good to have a roll of duct tape around, you know?
No, it's not, apparently.
Well, not good for a Weber, but...
Right.
Good for the stabbee.
Yes.
A lot of stabbing going on. Take a stab at it. Oh, here's the definite fake. The fake Jim DeFetus.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Neil. At risk of pissing you off, I have to agree with Rick Shaw and the others, whoever the others are. The phone calls are a vital element missing from your show. Oh, you know what? You don't like the show, Jim? Fatso, don't listen. Or anybody else. Unlike George, I do enjoy the emails, but the phone calls add something to the show that is now missing. Yeah, aggravation. Lots and lots of aggravation. Grief. Tsuris. I do agree with the sentiment that George is getting a little out of control, has been a surly contrarian lately. He's a fine board operator and producer, but who cares if he likes the inside radio emails or not? Inside radio emails, my ass. See, the inside radio was a substitute for fake in that case?
Yeah.
The listeners are listening to hear the Neil Rogers Show, not George Rodriguez. Oh, he's just taking shots at everybody.
Right.
I also agree with the prevailing sentiment that the sports radio format is unsaturated. I think he might mean oversaturated. He says unsaturated, like polyunsaturated olive oil. Olio oliva, che pane. Oh, my God, Eli Wallach. The fact that he didn't get shot for that performance in Godfather 3. Oh, and I got a thing here that's going to kill some great time. Oh, baby. I better not forget it. Well, I have a lot of emails. From Yahoo, the Yahoo Movies editorial staff created a handy checklist to track the 100 movies you must see before you die. Network is on there, by the way. I'm going to read the whole list.
Excellent.
100 movies you must see before you die. It says here, I also agree with the prevailing sentiment that the sports radio format is unsaturated, meaning obviously oversaturated, Jim, you fat turd. The market is missing local talk radio, and there are a lot of us looking for work. Deregulation killed the radio star. Regards, Jim. Isn't that what I said when we had deregulation was going to kill the business? I said it, and it happened. Not that I'm always prescient, because if I was, I would have lost all that money in the market several years ago. If I knew what that was. If I knew it was a scam and a Ponzi game, if I knew what I know now, I wouldn't have invested a dime. Oh, but the Dow's up 166 points, Neil. Yeah. Now, I don't want to say that there are people who are a little bit behind. Today is Wednesday, March 25th, right?
Yeah.
On the email, it shows you the time that it was sent. Wednesday, March 25th, 11:09 a.m. Got that within the hour.
Got it.
Todd and Gina, and the subject, Fatal Attraction. That's all it says. Fatal Attraction. Todd and Gina are telling us the name of the movie we were talking about. How many days ago was that? We couldn't think of the name of the movie.
What movie?
Fatal Attraction.
Oh, that one.
I mean, talk about a delayed reaction.
A little bit. Delayed reaction to Fatal Attraction.
God. That's just sad is what that is. Sad, really sad. Good golly, Miss Molly. 309 on the poll, and we got 5 people who don't have a cell phone. Can you imagine not having a cell phone?
Not anymore, no.
I mean, when you stop and think about it, there are certain things that we have now.
Yeah.
That once upon a time, like television. I can remember before we had TV, because I'm an old fart.
Right.
So how the hell could you live without television? How could we live without cell phones?
Computers.
How could we live without radio once upon a time? Once upon a time, radio was really an important part of our lives.
And computers.
Computers? Oh, my God. Are you schmitting me? God. GPS? PPS? Tom says, Newt Gingrich was on Tavis Smiley plugging his American Solutions for Winning the Future nonsense. And it goes on and on and on. Yeah, okay. Boring. I don't want to hear about Newty Gingrich. Old news. Stale. Stale and old. In the past year, what's the longest time you've been without your cell phone? A few hours, 100. A day, 90. I've never been without my cell phone, 52. That's me. I got this Blackberry just glued to my ass. A week, 36. A month, 26. Don't have a cell phone, 6 out of 312 vote. I think what we ought to do is buy a cell phone for everybody who wants one and can't afford it. Wouldn't that be a nice gesture? I don't mean us, I mean the station. Beasley's. Don't you think that would be a good idea?
An excellent idea.
And then we can get some great calls from those people, too.
Right.
When you do the show.
Or something.
You know, we were driving back yesterday, me and my cabbie, and the highway was all jammed up, so we came through the city. And on King Street, there were like, I don't remember how many Quiznos we passed, a whole bunch of them. Every few blocks there was another one. And now everybody's going to say, thank goodness for the new Quiznos delivery. I think I'm going to start having delivery and eat on the air. Not every day, but, once in a while.
I think that's a great idea.
This is Coach Don Schuler, and I sound like Bob Hope on acid. And I want to tell you, it's the 12 to 1 hour or whatever it is.
He's going for 3, and yes! 3 beers at once with a new March Madness beer funnel. The only collegiate beer bong capable of power forwarding 36 ounces of alcohol down your throat in a matter of seconds. Now that's a slam dunk. Be the ultimate bleacher screecher with the March Madness beer funnel. Uh-oh, party foul.
Not endorsed by the NCAA.
Well, it's 12 noon at 560 WQM. The little hand's about to the big hand. You know what that means?
Lunchtime?
Yeah, lunchtime. Let me call Quiznos and get a sub order. Sounds good, though, but a little bit too late. A little bit too late, because in maybe 45 minutes I'm going to start getting all dressed up, all, ready to go. Ready to rock and roll.
All right.
Kenny Kramer says, hey, it's not so bad. Sounds a little bit different. This is back when we were doing our on the phone thing. See, we're going to get a lot of this now because all this stuff is at the bottom of the pile. That's okay. I don't mind doing that. Just tuned in and took a moment before I could definitely identify you. Only the mid-range is coming in. Dare I say, it sounds slightly more intimate, like we were actually having a phone conversation. Oh, intimate.
Should have been doing some
phone sex. You sound more real, but by no means am I suggesting this is better, just different. As far as your rating against management at WQAM, just chalk down March 25th, 2009 as living, breathing evidence. That's the one I was referring to, okay? Can't blame this one on them. This was AT&T. So don't go blaming QAM management, okay? Just because they're incompetent most of the time doesn't mean that they were responsible for today's foul-up, screw-up, nightmare. All them green lines, all real pretty. When they're all lit up like that in a row, it's a real pretty thing, It's a comforting sight to see. Kind of like when Ray Perry waddles in. One of the things I've noticed at Woodbine, a lot of the old people, they waddle. They shuffle,
they
waddle.
They drag their feet.
Do they?
Yep.
Lift up your feet.
It takes effort.
Speak it in English. Yeah, a lot of people waddle. And some of the people, they waddle from side to side. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's hard to explain.
That's
you
a
have to
waddle,
really see it.
like a duck.
Yeah, like one step, the right side of the body goes up and the other side goes down, and like vice versa.
Like they're zigzagging as they're walking.
Yeah, that's right, zigzag. And what kind of a candy bar is zigzag? I haven't had that in a long time.
It's a rolling paper.
No, I'm not talking about that. There's a candy bar zigzag. Zagnut?
That's what you're thinking, I think.
Oh.
Zigzag
Zagnut?
Nut. Zigzag Nut.
I think you're nuts.
It's the candy bar you can smoke.
Yeah, zigzag my ass. Can I have some rolling papers for what? I'm making some cigarettes.
Yeah, I'm going to roll my own cigarettes. That's what I always tell them.
You know something? In Europe, there are a lot of guys that do roll their own cigarettes.
Oh, yeah. For fun?
No, for cheap.
Oh.
I'm not saying necessarily it's all tobacco in there, but they roll them. I've seen it. Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's a lot of schleppers there, Lots of schleppers. Zisco says, at the risk of getting George pissed off at me, why don't you just start Woodbine Wednesday? If this show is going to sound like crap, you might as well make it sound like crap from outside your place. If you get disconnected, just call back. You can put your cabbie on along the way or just let George do the show. You could be on the toilet now for all we know. Let me hear you flush it. I did flush it.
Oh, that's earlier. Why would I get pissed off at that, Zisco?
He's all right.
Goofy lately. Come on now.
Really goofy.
Don't chase him away now, too.
Oh, I chase everybody
like you do.
away.
I know. No, come on.
Here's one that says, look at the history of the Great Miami Commission. 1, Miami Arena, they still owed $114 million on it before it was imploded. 2, American Airlines Arena. Nobody goes there either. Those bright yellow seats had to be changed because when they televised the games, those empty seats were an eyesore. Like the Fleet Center in Boston, they the same thing. Bright yellow seats. And 3, now the biggest waste of tax money of them all. They're using public money to build a stadium with a bed tax. I don't know if they're aware that nobody is traveling. How's it going to get funded? This is the biggest con job ever, and we're going to get screwed on this. F the Marlins, says somebody with a phone number and no name. F the Marlins. Joe Howard says, Joe Howard David. Woo! Joe Howard David. I gotta like that.
That's great.
Hey, Neil, my daughter in 5th grade has been selected as a winner in the Scholastic Book Club's Dear Mr. President contest. She, along with 15,000 others across the nation, wrote a letter to the president. Although I'm proud of her achievement, that is not the reason I'm writing to you. In her letter to President Obama, she mentions that she's got a problem with the Pledge of Allegiance. Every day she recites the pledge along with her fellow students, but she does not say the words under God. Since President Obama recognized atheist Americans, he wants them to know that our current pledge does not include all Americans. She also wrote about problems with schools, pollution, etc., but my satisfaction with her is not being automatically disqualified because of her beliefs. Thanks to real citizens such as Robert Newdow, who pushes the same argument to the courts, and others who value my daughter's beliefs and thoughts, Maybe these Obama years have at least some potential. You sound a lot different on the phone, says Joe Howard David. Not to be confused with Low Howard David. I got a great article here about the Pope. Do I have time before the break? You bet.
Good.
Let me make sure. Yeah, I got time.
Let me put on my Pope story listening hat.
Okay. It's written by Theo Talcott on the Smirkling Chimp. He says the Catholic Church should just stop offering sex tips or edicts for a century or two. Really, all credibility on sexual issues is gone, and the reactionary, ignorant public policy endangers humanity's long-term survival. On a recent tour in Africa, Pope Benedict says that condoms were not the answer to Africa's AIDS problem and could make the problem worse. This is a sinful lie that will cause death to poor people. Every time there's a big international conference on world population, the Catholic Church has been there and blocked birth control. If the earth ends up in an overpopulated hell, the infallible popes will be partially to blame. An Inuit village in Alaska recently sued the church for sending a known pedophile priest to serve their community. See, it's a theme. The Catholic Church is unhealthy about sexual issues and needs to stop screwing up public policy. The church should either shut up or get help and become healthy. The Catholic Church could hire a consulting team of modern experts in healthy sexual human behavior and just adopt the recommendations. Seriously, we'll forgive you. Just apologize and rebrand and join the 21st century. And pay the pedophile lawsuits by selling some of that land and billions of dollars worth of silverware. The Catholic Church has been unhealthy about sexual issues since they demanded priests couldn't marry so that the church would inherit the property of the aristocratic brethren. This gambit worked, and the church is the world's biggest landowner, but it's left an organization befouled by scandal. As arcane as this history sounds, it affects real people's lives. Just a few weeks ago, a friend went looking for condoms in Calcutta, and they couldn't find them. She was trying to help a young Indian woman acquire them to protect her and her lover. She had to search high and low. They were very, very difficult to find, and the pharmacist was reluctant to sell them to her because she was a woman. This is madness. Calcutta needs free condoms to be as common as cows in the street, as all our environmental problems are made much more difficult by the surging growing of world population. Calcutta is where Mother Teresa did such saintly work, all the while supporting the Church's sexual rules. Mother Teresa did great work helping the poor after they were already born, and poor but didn't act to turn off the flood of the spigot. And that was immoral of Mother Teresa. It is immoral to force the world's poor people to have babies they can't support properly, but hey, thanks for helping with the problem that you helped create. The Pope insists on prudish lectures to the world about the ins and outs of doing it. As a monastic Catholic, the Pope probably gave up sex with women many years ago, and so probably doesn't have much experience with condoms. That's okay, but don't teach about what you don't know. I would never lecture people on the proper way to fix a car's engine. The Christian community has long been plagued by false morality on sexual issues. By taking easy, high-horse stances on difficult issues, Christians side with the past, society, and the powerful. But complex moral issues have two sides, and sometimes we need to pick the lesser of the two evils. Premarital sex with condoms is better than unplanned pregnancy any day. It's a false morality that stops contraception. It claims the high moral ground but hurts the poor. The Stop Condoms approach seeks to prevent sex, but mostly harms the vulnerable. Stopping abortion may protect the living fetus, but robs women of reproductive rights that give them self-determination. Forcing young women to bear babies they don't want is more immoral than abortion. In all these issues, the minor moral benefit of the prudish approach is outweighed by the harm caused to the innocent. And when did ignorance of the human reproductive pipes become a sacred value? An unscientific, willful ignorance is the enemy of a sustainable world civilization. We have 50-odd years of scientific research into sexuality to help us with these murky topics. No need to listen to the Pope on this issue. Fundamentalist Christians have long postured as protectors of a prudish heterosexual hegemony. Jesus said, don't worry about the speck of sawdust in your neighbor's eye when you have a log in your own eye. We've got bigger fish to fry than people making love before marriage, planetary survival, global warming, overpopulation, AIDS, endless wars, outdated authoritarian secret societies. I always marvel that Christians dig in on sexual issues and the outrages that they'll get worked up about. Really, sex you don't approve of, that's the issue worth going to activists for, not Guantanamo or modern-day slavery or famine caused by export crops or the broken sky. I think they choose sex issues to jump on because it seems an easy-to-explain cultural issue and doesn't rock the pro-corporate boat. Dear Catholic friends, I apologize for mocking things you hold sacred. I do it because you need it, and we need you to regain your moral clarity for the healing of the world. Planetary survival depends on family planning. That makes it moral. It is immoral for the Catholic Church to kill the planet from overpopulation because of failure to adopt modern approaches to family planning. Maybe Catholic family non-planning methods work to refill the pews, but today those methods are a danger to everyone. Condoms should be a sacrament as they honor life, health, responsibility, intelligence, and care for the poor. Maybe in a few years the Pope will be blessing cargo planes of condoms heading for Africa. Can you see that? The Pope heading blessing?
Yeah. Oh,
no, that's right. He don't speak that. He's speaking in Choyman, this Nazi Pope with his silly red shoes. All you religionists, man, you're killers. Killers since the beginning of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's what they do best.
Sure.
Keep people stupid and overpopulating. And coming to bring their last pesos to the church. Put a little something in the plate, baby. A little something, something. Don't we all want a little something, something?
Sure.
That's what I'm hoping to win this afternoon, a little something, something. A few grand.
That would be grand.
Maybe I'll play the, what do they call it? The mega bucks. The one that's like $3 million right now, I think.
Okay. Why not?
Sure. I mean, if you're gonna sit there and put money in the machine, you might as well.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, you got no chance of winning. It's like the lotto. There's no chance you're going to win it. But every time you hit the button, the chance is slim, but there's a big pot waiting at the end of the rainbow.
Oh,
as opposed to like, $10. Like the new Wheel of Fortune. Oh, I got 3 sevens, $10. Whoopie-doo. Whoopie-doo. Looks nice on there. How about 2 sevens? You know what 2 sevens is? 77. Yeah. It's a radio station that many of us will never forget. I know we've done it a long time ago. We need to do that poll about the greatest AM station of all time.
Okay.
You don't think? You don't like that?
I do.
Do you?
I think the local stations will have an advantage.
Well, what local AM station would have a chance except QAM?
IOD.
WIOD is the greatest radio station of all time?
No, I didn't say that.
WIOD is the greatest...
WIOD? Oh, I hate that station.
Amen.
But for a time there, in a lot of people's minds...
No, are you going to start? They all going to go back with that Randy and Phil and Neil and Rick and Spud.
Okay.
That made it the greatest AM station of all time?
That's what a lot of people are going to think, yeah.
Well, they're full of crap.
You'll see.
We also had Chris Baker and Joey Reynolds. Mm-hmm. We had the Garden guy. We had a lot of crap on here. We had Smeg Green.
Chris Rollins. Don't go, blasting Chris Rollins.
No, that's right. Shouldn't blast Chris Rollins. I don't think I ever met Chris Rollins, did I?
He was a good guy.
Was he?
Nice guy.
A plant guy?
Yes.
And what about Smeg Green?
All about plants and nothing about broadcasting. If you didn't turn his microphone on, good luck.
Really?
But he was a really, really nice guy.
You worked his show?
Yeah, a lot.
You worked the plant guy show?
I worked everybody's show.
Wow, that explains a lot.
And he was a really nice guy. He didn't pretend to know anything about broadcasting.
Well.
America loves to watch boobs and butts and boinking.
Hey, y'all, it's Brittany again on my blog. Well, I'm still on the road, and oh, hey, Dad, what's up?
Honey, I got your grits. Kevin called, and your is hanging out, okay?
Dang it, I can't believe it. I have to call Kevin back? Anyways, the last city we went to,
Excuse me, Brittany?
Go ahead, Tyrone. Oh, he's on my security detail, y'all. There's cameras everywhere, and he watches everything. It's great.
You have a visitor at the gate, and you're hanging out.
OMG, someone's at the gate? Oh, hey, London. What's that? Sean Preston fell in a well? Oh, my hanging out. Let me stuff it back in. Thanks, London. That could have been really embarrassing. TTFN, y'all.
Oh, yeah. You haven't played that thing today.
The JJ?
Yeah. Not that I can recall.
No, I did not play it today. You mean I got to look for it now and find it?
Hey, I need a JJ a day.
Okay. One moment, please. Well, I can't. I've only got 2 decks here, you know?
No, I know.
How many you got?
2.
But mine work.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, those have got some issues there. Servo on. You know, it would be really nice. I could have already played this thing if it would... there it is.
This portion of the show brought to you by Britney Spears the JJ. It's hanging out, y'all.
Woo! But that last bit, that new one is, I think it's got that one beat. Although you can't beat...
This portion of the show brought to you by Britney Spears vajayjay. It's hanging out, y'all.
With a stick. Nigel says, I use F-Stream to listen to the Neil Rogers Show on my iPhone. It's free from the App Store, and get the streaming link. Just go to the Neil Rogers Listen page. Use the link that begins with MMS. I hope this helps.
Thank you.
You understand that?
Yes. Or the people with iPhones.
I don't even know what language he's speaking in.
The people with iPhones ought to be able to understand that.
No, I don't have no iPhone.
Neither do I. Nevertheless.
I don't want no iPhone. I'm real happy with my Crackberry.
I'm happy with my Dash.
Rich Pachter says, used to have it all. This is old stuff. Oh, boy. From yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. He says, used to have an office across the street in the Washington Federal Building and ate at the German deli all the time in the late 70s. Mr. Dunderdax. Rich Pachter. The Pachter Factor. The mall is still there, more or less, with the Target and other stores. Not sure about the deli, though. We'll have to reconnoiter next time I'm down there and file a spy report. Peace out. Says, you're a good friend, Rich Pachter. And you wonder why him and Chicken Neck hate each other?
I don't.
Don't they hate each other?
I don't think so.
Or was it him and Paul Harvey Jr.? We don't hear from Paul Harvey Jr. at all.
Right.
Real or imaginary. Now, isn't that kind of shocking to you?
I'm sure we'll be hearing from a Paul Harvey Jr. Within minutes.
We have not and will not.
We will.
And let me say it again. I came to a conclusion yesterday that I think you have a very good point, and that is the fake Rick Sanchez sent me a whole thing about certain unmentionable people on the air that I'm not going to waste my time. People on a station that nobody knows where it is or what it's all about. And I deleted it immediately, if not sooner.
Good plan.
They will never cross my lips again on the air. Or probably off the air. Dennis says, I've been listening to you for several years. I'm now 40 years old. Don't always get the chance to listen, but I do several times a week. Can you answer a question that's been bugging me for several years? Is it true you killed the bird by choking him with your worm? Thanks, Dennis. Whoa! Wow. Is that sad or what?
I'm stunned.
Yeah. That must be the fake Johnny Dark.
Yeah.
Obsessed with the bird. The bird's been dead for a long, long time.
Right.
Many, many years. Let him rest in peace. Here's that Yahoo Movies editorial staff list. The 100 movies to see before you die. I mean, 100 sounds like an awful lot, but it don't look like that challenging on the, to read it. And it's got alphabetical and also numerical, 0 to 9. 12 Angry Men, 2001: A Space Odyssey, 400 Blows, and 8.5. Oh, what about 10,000 whatever with what's his name?
10,000 what? Maniacs?
No, 10,000 BC.
I watched that again. Don't ask me why. It was on the cable. And just like to satisfy myself that it was as bad.
Stephen Strait.
Right. To satisfy myself that it was as bad as I thought it was.
You watched it to satisfy yourself?
And it was.
Bad.
Yes.
I recorded it off. I PVR'd it.
I really wanted it to be good because I like.
And then I watched about 2 minutes of it. and I saw that he had all that, the ape man hair and all that other stuff. And so what's the big deal with that?
Nothing.
Stephen Strait. He probably is the best looking guy who was ever born, but nevertheless.
So if he showed up looking like that, all covered with mud, you'd hose him off?
I'd clean him up.
Yeah, I bet.
I would. There's a lot of folks. They just need a bath, a shave, including some women.
Amen.
Okay, here's the 100 movies to see before you die, including the ones I just gave you with the numbers. You ready?
Ready.
Pay attention. The African Queen, Alien, All About Eve, Annie Hall, Apocalypse Now, Battle of Algiers, The Bicycle Thief, Blade Runner, Blazing Saddles, Blow Up, Blue Velvet, Bonnie and Clyde, Breathless, The Bridge on the River Kwai, Bringing Up Baby, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Casablanca, Chinatown, Citizen Kane, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Die Hard, Do the Right Thing, Double Indemnity, Dr. Strangelove, Duck Soup, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Enter the Dragon, The Exorcist, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, The French Connection, The Godfather, and The Godfather Part 2. Oh, and guess what? Oh, and you made me take the disc out of there. Damn you.
Uh-huh. You see how I am?
Just so we can hear about Britney's vajayjay.
Can't hear about it enough.
Well, no, I got some new droppings here from Chicken Neck.
New droppings?
New droppings, yeah. New droppings from the bird. Did you really kill the bird? And Johnny Dark says you did this to the bird.
That's an accident, but nobody was hurt.
Hey, come over here, kid. Learn something. You never know, you might have to cook for 20 guys someday.
Excellent.
You see? You start out with a little bit of oil, and you fry some garlic. Then you throw in some tomatoes, tomato paste, you fry it, you make sure it doesn't stick. You got it to a boil, you shove in all your sausage and your meatballs. Huh? And a little bit of wine.
Sugar.
And a little bit of sugar. And that's my trick.
Why don't you cut the crap? I got more important things for you to do. How's Paulie?
Oh, Paulie won't see him no more.
Oh. Woo, and
they got an old-fashioned toilet. You know, the box and the chain thing.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the list.
Good audio on those drops.
Excellent. Nice. Excellent job, Chicken Neck. Godfather 1 and 2. Goldfinger, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Goodfellas, The Graduate, Grand Illusion, Groundhog Day, A Hard Day's Night, In the Mood for Love, It Happened One Night, It's a Wonderful Life, Jaws, King Kong, The Lady Eve, Lawrence of Arabia, Lord of the Rings, M, MASH, The Maltese Falcon, The Matrix, Modern Times, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, National Lampoon's Animal House, Network, Nosferatu, On the Waterfront, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Paths of Glory, Princess, how do you say that? Mononoke?
Okay, yes, Mononoke.
I wonder if she was kin to Holly Loki, Princess Mononoke. Psycho, Pulp Fiction, Raging Bull, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Rays of the Red Lantern, Rashomon, Rear Window, Rebel Without a Cause, Rocky, Roman Holiday, Saving Private Ryan, Schindler's List, The Searchers, Seven Samurai, The Shawshank Redemption, Silence of the Lambs, Singing in the Rain, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Some Like It Hot, Sound of Music, Star Wars, Sunset Boulevard, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, The Third Man, that was Joseph Cotton, by the way.
Yes.
This is Spinal Tap, Titanic, To Kill a Mockingbird, Toy Story, The Usual Suspects, Vertigo, When Harry Met Sally, Wild Strawberries, Wings of Desire, The Wizard of Oz, Women on the Verge of Nervous Breakdown, and The World of Apu. I say poo to that. What is that, The World of Apu?
Never heard of it.
That's an accident, but nobody was hurt.
Oh, that's what it is.
Oh, and look at the time.
O'Neill. Good game. Howard David's a bitch.
Hey, everybody.
Absolutely.
The Toy Toy Man is back again. He's gonna do the Toy Toy dance. So take a penalistic stand. Come on and toy.
Toy, 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 toy.
Yeah, toy.
Toy, 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 toy.
Come on and toy.
Toy, 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 toy.
Toy with the Toy Toy Man. Toy, 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 yeah.
Toy, 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 toy,
Hey, everybody. For the dancing Toy Toy who's done go. Put on a pair of checkered pants and shuffle across the floor. And sing a toy. Yeah, toy. Come on and toy. Toy with the Toy Toy Man. Toy, 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 yeah.
Hey, stick with the toys. This here's about boys, and that I never said. Stand up.
Listen to the big shot over here. How's your show doing, huh?
Now see here.
See nothing. I'm the one who's working now. What are you doing all day? Shopping for jelly shoes?
Why, you know this. Get over here. I want to...
Oh, guess who died? Another baseball death.
Oh, no.
Johnny Blanchard, ex-Yankee catcher. He died early this morning of a heart attack at home in Wayzata at the age of 76. Minnesota, I guess. I don't know. Where the hell is Wayzata?
I'll look it up.
Ways down the road? Wayzata. Wayzata. Dow's up only 138 now. It's starting to give back some of the gains, you know, as they say, all those cliches they use.
Minnesota, like you said.
Blanchard was a close friend and confidant of Hall of Fame teammate Mickey Mantle. Well, they probably saw each other naked, wouldn't surprise me. But now he's dead. How old was he? 76. That's not all that old, 76. It's almost 77. I think that's my goal. I want to live to be 77.
Okay.
Oh, look at this. I'd like to place the below recruitment ad with your media. Do you get any of those?
All the time.
Oh, What is that?
Just more spam.
Oh, I've got a stiff neck from doing a show on that cell phone.
Were you, like, holding it with your shoulder or something?
No, I was holding it with my neck.
Okay. You know how people do.
No, I was sitting in a bad, awkward position, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just trying to come up with an excuse to take off the next hour. I'm not going to do it, but...
Good.
You seem to be all gung-ho for me taking off.
Listen, I was sympathetic to your situation. I didn't know how cumbersome it was for you or if you were hating life right at the moment, and I was just...
No, I was not hating.
All right, then.
I think when those things happen, it's kind of fun. I don't want it to happen a lot, but...
Right. I agree with you. I was just thinking about you, Dad.
Well, thanks, son.
I mean, if you think that I'd rather do the show than you, then you're crazy.
Well, at least you take some calls.
Take some crap.
Take some calls. Come on, George. Not today, though.
Right. I took one. You.
Yeah, that's right. George took a great call today.
By the way,
hour.
Great call.
Thank you for making your call.
Don't be chronic now.
Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite lines of all time.
I'll hang up and listen.
Thank you for taking my call. Hang up and listen. Oh, brother. Just tragic. This whole talk radio thing, man, what a farce this has been. And leave it to me to kind of like change gears and get on a different highway and go zipping down the highway with a different whole game plan. Mike says, tell Joe Bell to get his fat ass in line before the Dade County Commission to get some of the free money they passed out yesterday. Last time I checked, the Florida Marlins are a business just like QM and Beasley Broadcasting. Maybe Jolly Joe can get them to build a new studio with taxpayer money. I don't think so. I don't think Jolly Joe's got any clout with the politicians in Dade. Do you? No. Sure got a pretty big pile. A lot of this is old stuff, though, now. Scott in Pinellas Park, who's a chronic. Good one, though. He's all right. He says, this is yesterday. Since I voted for Richard Simmons, I now want to switch it to our governor. It's no secret the real reason he tied the knot was so hopefully get the VP next to Gramps McCain. Didn't work, did it? How'd that work out, Scott? Just unbelievable. Charlie Crist.
You fairy.
I mean, the fact that he's fooling anybody is just so insane to me. Rob says, Stern is a talentless hosebag compared to you. Not entertaining, not clever, just not. Rob in Michigan. Thanks for the suck job, Rob.
He's right.
Yeah. Well, how come he's making $100 million a year and I'm,
That's one of life's great mysteries. Representation might be one factor, but I think there's more than
representation? You don't think I got a bad agent, do you? That's busy going back on the air again this weekend on that bogus station?
Right. And there's also being in the right place at the right time. Little things like that.
I would not say in my wildest dreams that Howard's talentless. That would be just... His show used to be funny as hell.
I'll take your word for it.
And then he started mailing it in. I'm telling you.
Long before I ever started listening.
Well, you got to hear anything else, Robin? Anything else, Robin? And then Artie talking about his drug problem. That's
freaking, terminal.
Oh, but he did a great interview with Blackie with, what's his name? Who's Blackie? What's the kid? John Stamos.
Oh.
See, I'm the one that has to come up with that crap, because I know the guys that used to be hot.
Who the hell's Blackie?
He used to be Blackie on General Hospital, John Stamos.
I never watched General Hospital.
Well, I didn't say you did.
All right.
Rick Springfield was on that show, too, and so was Richie Simmons.
Yes?
He was on General Hospital. Well, I wonder if he was chasing Rick Springfield around. I know I sure would have been. I sure would have been. I'd have chased him till I caught him. This one says, don't know how you feel about Sean Penn, but I saw Milk last night with the wife, and I have to say he was very good in a very good movie. You should check it out. About Harvey Milk. Hey, Harvey. Oh. P.S. Bluebell ice cream is amazing in my humble opinion. Try cookies and cream. Just what I need is, more pushing on Bluebell ice cream. I don't need any more ice cream. Oh, and I had I had a pint of ice cream from the little Chinese market again, and again it had been thawed and refrozen. I should take it over there and say, hey, maybe no speaking English, but you speak this language and just dump it on her head. Evidently, the freezer compartment, the juice went out overnight one day, and then they just They just plugged it back in and refroze everything.
They don't care.
They don't care. They got stuff in that store. When you look at the expiration date, it's got like 1802. I mean, there's like pasta sauce in there. The expiration date 2003. Would you buy stuff that was like 6 years old?
I might. I'm a schlepper.
Just let you know, it's actual, the Is Dennis says this one, and not the fake whoever. No disrespect to the show and you, but George has got nothing on the bird. Thanks for reading that on the show. I got a good excuse for you to take off the next hour, though. Why don't you head to the nearest... Oh, I see. That's cute. Very amusing. Why do you find it hard to believe... Oh, I see. A poll. Who do you find it hardest to believe is married to a member of the opposite sex? Poll suggestion. Beast, Josh Darrow, he's not married yet, Tommy Cruise, George Rodriguez need more names. Bad poll. You think?
Please.
395 votes on the current poll. In the past year, what's the longest time you've been without your cell phone? A few hours, 128. A day, 109. Have never been without my cell phone, 68. A week, 44. A month, 31. Don't have a cell phone, 15. I'll say.
Rogers got. I'm Chris Matthews playing hardball on MSNBC. I feel as giddy as a college schoolgirl who's wearing a skirt and those trampy thigh highs, and the wind just blew over my coochie. Even though the economy is dismal and our world seems to be crumbling, I feel exuberant and excited like a 13-year-old girl going to see Twilight. Welcome to three CEOs of the automobile industry to hardball. Got Alan Mullally at Ford, Robert Nardelli at Chrysler, and Richard Wagner at GM. Welcome to the program, gentlemen. Let's start with you, Richard. Didn't know if you realize that you're actually named after a station wagon. Last name's Wagner. Yeah, it's like a station wagon. That's funny. No. No. I think it's funny. Maybe you don't have a sense of humor. Anyway, let's go to you, Alan. Don't you think it's funny that Richard Wagner's last name is actually from a station wagon?
I
know comedy. Anyway, what are you doing an elephant with three balls? You walk him and pinching a giraffe. Anyway, let's go to you, Robert Nardelli of Chrysler. Probably think I'm going to ask you about the Richard Wagner name reference. I'm not going to throw you a curveball on hardball.
Okay.
Why is it that you guys flew on private jets in to get your big bailout money? Don't you think that says to the American people, screw you? I think it sort of says, screw you to the American people.
Well,
don't get me wrong, I'm a big believer in spend, but that's kind of crazy, right?
Well, I'm trying to say...
Although I wish I had a private plane, that way people wouldn't overhear the stupid things I say while traveling on mass transit. Let's go back to you over there, Richard Wagner. Your name reminds me of where I had sex for the first time. Get it, station wagon? Hey, are you wearing any wood paneling on your side? No. Anyway, let's talk about the big bailout you guys think you deserve. Well, thank you very much. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm trying to get an answer out of you. How do you feel about the bailout? Yeah, Chris. Do you really think... Go ahead. Chris, go ahead. What I'm trying to say... Let's ask Robert Nardelli the same question. Nardelli, wait a minute. It just hit me. Your name sounds like a macaroni. I think I had some vodka sauce in Nardelli last night.
Well, I don't think...
funny. Come on, admit it.
No,
knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock, knock. Banana. Knock, knock.
Who's
banana.
there? Who's
knock,
there?
knock.
Who's
Orange.
there?
Orange and glad I didn't say banana. I know comedy. Let's go back over to Alan Mullally of Ford. Wait a minute. You know, your name reminds me of Big Valley with Miss Barbara Stanwyck. It rhymes. Mullally. Big Valley. Of course, you could also be the chick from Will and Grace with a high squeaky voice.
Don't you think
it's funny? Go ahead.
Listen.
Go ahead.
I'm
it's
here.
funny. I'm telling you, it's funny. Miss Barbara Stanwyck, Nick Heath's where we first saw the $1 Million Man, right? Lee Major. It's funny.
Listen, we are here.
Done listening to you. Maybe they'll backtalk the host. Tune in tomorrow when my special guest will be the priest, the rabbi, and the prostitute. That's funny. Chris Matthews playing hardball on MSNBC.
$5 million a year for him. Oh boy, that's scary. We could have a lot of good times with that money.
You bet.
The Dow's up 132 points for those who are diddling in that crap. Oh, you can't call the stock market crap. Yeah, I just did. And I think
everybody is right now.
Oh. But it's up 132.77. I'm not. Oh, now it's 61. But just at that one moment, it was 132.77.
Oh!
And you might as well go ahead and
WABC!
Play that. Oh, yeah. Those are the days. Boy, this used to be a great business. I know that comes as a shock to a lot of you people. This used to be a hell of a business. Personality radio, people making big, big bucks, people with big ratings, people with gigantic audiences. And now, look what we got.
And now there's he, like that lady.
Pophead Babalu, look what we got. Dan says, oh, this is old stuff now. This is from Monday, some of this stuff. Whoa.
Yeah.
You ready for that?
I am.
I am, because we got an hour and 12 minutes to kill. The emails are like down to a crawl. Neil@neilrogers.com. Keep those emails coming.
I'll start writing some now.
No, you won't.
I know.
Dan says Dickie V-Bit was funny. You know how old that Dickie V-Bit is? Older than Methuselah.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody needs to tie his hands around his back when he's on TV. It's like he's waving in an airliner, whatever that means. I don't know what that means, and I don't care. Dickie V, it is a funny bit, but it's old. Now, did I play that because D.A. had him on the air or something like that?
That's exactly why. That's exactly why.
Oh, my God. We had Dickie V on this station? Yes. Annoying. He's not as annoying as Pierre McGuire, but he's almost. Now, he's more annoying. Pierre McGuire. Oh, my God. These guys who talk like they're getting paid by the word. These people are evil. They're part of the asses of evil. 401 votes on the poll, on the new poll. That's not so bad, you know, not too shabby.
We'll take it.
Not great. Not like 45,000 like they get when they take a poll across the street with those losers.
We could have whatever results we want to have.
That's right.
And so can anyone else.
We could have 4 million votes on there.
And so can anyone else.
They don't show you how many they've got.
That's right.
They just pretend. They make up a number and they say, oh, well, George Sedano got 24,000 votes on his poll. Yeah? Let's see it. Let me tell you right now, anybody that takes polls and just shows percentages and doesn't show you the number of votes, they're lying.
They're
like
afraid.
Jimmy Syphilitic. There's another one. Footsie used to do the same thing. Only his polls would be on there for like a month. What's the best weenie in town? I guess Footy turned out to be the best weenie in town. What a turd.
Cute.
What?
Good line.
What is happening to you? I'm hearing this before my very ears.
What?
I don't know. You just last week or so strange.
All right.
I mean, you've always been strange. Then again, aren't we all?
Whatever you say.
Stranger than usual.
Whatever you say.
Yeah. You don't think?
No.
Pretty weak on these emails. Oh, here's one. Just want to find those Mickey bets. Thank you. Have a good. I'm your friend. That's it.
They're not lost.
Yeah, they're not lost, and we're not playing them. I'm your friend, it says.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Well, I asked, and they're out of material for the day. It's all right. Don't forget to join George Friday, 10 to 2 at Gulfstream for the big show. Right. And Steve Sloan, who you know, it's one thing to push a little bit, but when you push too hard, remember that song by the Seeds, You're Pushing Too Hard? Remember that? That's Steve Sloan. He's a good guy, but he sends me the form, and why he's doing it on Wednesday, I have no idea. The racing form for the first and second race Friday.
Because I'm going to be there, and we're betting both. We went through this before.
The Dow's up 120. It's losing its luster, and that's no bluster. Remember Mr. Bluster from Howdy Doody?
No.
Well, why not? Just because you're not 100 years old like me. Hi there, Mr. Doody. Mr. Doody. That Buffalo Bob, he's still dead, by the way, Buffalo Bob Smith. And you know the interesting part of it is?
No.
He was from Buffalo.
Coincidence?
No. I mean, there are guys, you know, like with fake names, like...
Oh, God!
Like that. But Buffalo Bob, he was the original. He was a Buffalo guy. Well, hi there, Mr. Doody. I wonder if the kids caught on when they saw him doing the voice of Howdy Doody, you know? When his lips were moving and Howdy was speaking. I think the kids probably caught on.
Was he one of those?
One of what?
Like a bad ventriloquist?
Well, you didn't see it on camera.
No, I didn't.
When Howdy was talking, you just saw Howdy Doody with the...
I see.
And that, I think that was the only puppet show where you saw the strings. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Kukla, Fran, and Ollie. Of course, those weren't puppets. They were sock puppets.
Right. Those are puppets. Howdy Doody was a marionette.
Oh, I see. Excuse me. Those are
problem.
puppets?
Correct.
And what about Senior Wenches?
Oh, he did all kinds of things. I don't know what you call that. The lipstick on the hand.
It's all right.
It's all right. He was good. He was funny.
He was. I saw him in person. I told you at the Archeo at the Palace Theater.
And was he all right?
In New York. He was all right. He was really
all right.
Yeah. Judy Garland and Senior Wenches was the opening act for Judy Garland. I was just a little keyed. During your show last Friday, you stated that basketball was invented in Canada. Well, yes and no, says somebody. Reese. According to Wikipedia, it was invented by a frog named Dr. James Naismith, a Canadian PE professor from McGill University of Montreal. You know who went to McGill University?
No.
William Shatner.
Okay.
He was on Biography a couple nights ago, and he talked about how he got beat up as a kid because he was Jewish. However, the first basketball court was at Springfield College. The game was played December 1891 in Springfield, Mass., and I'm sure was broadcast on WQAM. With Clarence and Joe Zagacki. Don't forget one thing.
What?
Joe Zagacki sucks, okay?
Wikipedia also says that volleyball was first played near Springfield in the town of Holyoke, Mass. Just FYI, if anybody really gives a care. Okay, thanks, says Reese. Oh, thanks, Reese. So a Canadian guy invented basketball, but the first actual court was in Springfield, Mass. What a scam that used to be. WBZ and WBZA, Boston, Springfield. They used to have a repeater tower in Springfield so they could cover the western part of the state in the daytime. WBZ.
Mm-hmm.
And then the FCC one day said, you know what, this isn't kosher. How did we ever agree to this? And they said, take that thing down, man. Shut it off. Now, when's our new Tower of Power coming?
I'll let you know when I know.
Oh, my God. You won't have to let me know because somebody will call and say, hey, guess what? We can actually hear you now.
A lot of somebodies.
Listening to Neil Rogers.
I am Boris Badenov. Since Fearless Leader has won, Natasha and I no longer have to look for moose and squirrel. Instead, we listen to a Neil Rogers Fair and Balanced 1 to 2 hour.
Hi, I'm Joey D., formerly of Joey D. and the Starlighters. I'm also founder of the Rock and Roll Rest Home, where we provide care and treatment for many of the rock and roll stars you've loved so much in the past, but whose lives have been destroyed by crooked record companies. Stars like Mr. D. Clark over here. You can plainly see why we need your help. Over here, we have Danny Lupitas, who sang rhythm for the Gavones. Every now and then I try to help him out. It's okay, Danny. It's okay. Calm down. I will help you.
I wonder why I love you like I do.
Please show your support by sending your checks to 442 Glenwood Avenue in Surf City. Our email address is brunswick.swan. For more information, just call Beechwood 45789. Thank you.
101 at 560 WQAM. I was thinking of playing a whole bunch of jingles.
Really?
I was so inspired by that. 77. Well, as a matter of fact, I got an email from somebody. Stacy. She says, singing along with you, 77 WABC, the hits are on us. So that inspired me to start looking up all my old jingles.
Good.
Like this.
CKLW yesterday. From 77 WABC. Go, go, go! Wherever you go, go gold with 77 WABC. Go gold! WFUN 79. Another hour of civic power. 77 WABC. Go, go, gold! CKLW Golden. Solid gold hit. Straight from the gold mine. 77 solid gold ABC.
Wow, I got a lot of jingles in here, I'll tell you that.
All right.
I got some old IOD jingles. Where's the one that Doodah? Doodah.
W-I-O-D.
All right. 103 at 560 WQM. I haven't given the schedule for today yet, have I? Oh, my God. Well, the first hour we were under a little bit of duress. First hour did the show on the Blackberry on the phone. Didn't have no line. The line crapped out.
Wireless.
I beg your pardon?
We were wireless. We always wanted a wireless mic. There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, what do we got today? The Big O at the Sony Ericsson. Is that another stupid golf tournament?
I imagine.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Then we got Mad Dog 4 to 7. Dolphin tonight 7 to 8. The worst tune out in the history of radio. 8 to 9 we got Hurricane Hotline. 9 to 10 it's the High School Gridiron Report. And then poor DA with no signal tries to follow that 10 to midnight. Poor DA. Wow. I bet you he's waiting on pins and needles for that new stick to go up. That was up 140. Waiting for the new stick?
Yes, I am.
Stick it. So you hear nothing about that, huh?
No, I haven't.
I mean, did you even know that we're doing that?
From you, yeah.
See, I talk about these things kind of like circuitously because I don't know if they're supposed to be a big secret, whether everybody in the industry knows it, that we're doing something. I don't know.
I don't know, because when they don't talk to you and tell you.
Well, he did, but Joe Bell did call and tell me that.
So maybe it's not a secret.
I think that was our last phone conversation. What?
Maybe it's not a secret.
It is a secret.
Oh, then.
That we're putting up a new thing. And we're increasing our power. And people actually be able to hear us. Won't that be something? Oh! Then we can play Oh Happy Day all day, every day. By the Edwin Hawkins Singers. Vegas Dave says the movie, and I've had no comment about that list of, I realize there's 100 movies on there. No comment about the top 100 movies of all time. And how come this wasn't on it, like that usually is? Vegas Dave says the movie Dad, starring Jack Lemmon and Ted Danson, is amazingly moving and is the usually wooden Danson's best performance to date. Don't think I ever heard it mentioned. Never seen it. Keep the faith and screw the goyim, says Vegas Dave. Screw the goyim. You ever see Dad?
No, I saw the, ad, the trailer for it.
Yeah.
But that's all. I heard good things.
Yeah.
That's it.
Such as?
What you just heard, that it's a good movie and that it's moving, and I don't know if I want to see it. I don't know if I want to be moved.
Is it a tearjerker?
I guess. I'm not going to run to see something like that.
Oh, boy. By the way, Sid, go find something else to do besides sending me stupid emails.
They got an old-fashioned toilet. The box and the chain thing.
Yeah. The box and the chain. Have you ever seen a toilet like that?
Yes, I have.
You have?
I've been in some real backwoods areas, as you know.
And you saw a toilet with a ball and a chain?
Like one of those, I think what they're talking about is the toilet where the tank is way up high.
I wonder if anybody's doing the old chain ball in that place.
Probably. But yes, I've seen them. I've encountered them.
Wow. Shocking. Adam Kirshner says, what's up with George lately? On the air, George is not the George we all know and love. I have enjoyed the emails, says Adam. What's wrong with you, George, lately? That's your friend Adam Kirshner.
My friend Adam Kirshner knows how to reach me whenever he wants to.
Well, he wouldn't call you up and say, what's wrong with you, George? You're not the same old George. He wouldn't do that.
He knows there's nothing wrong with me, and so no, he wouldn't.
No. Is there anything wrong with you? Is there anything wrong with him? What's he doing nowadays?
Working at the Sun Sentinel.
Still?
Goose-stepping in Nazi parades.
Still?
Still.
What do you mean goose-stepping? He's become a right-winger? Did you tell me that?
We discussed that, yes.
Oh.
Card-carrying, flag-waving, parade marching.
Oh, Barry Jackass says, can you play the Bob DiCarlo theme? Don't have it, and nobody knows who that is. And then he sends me this whole long, which he already sent me the other day. Nobody cared then either. whole song and dance about Bob DiCarlo and his whole thing. You know what I mean? His thing.
Mm-hmm.
Good golly, Miss Molly. Here's the first 2 races Friday Gulfstream. Thanks, Steve. Okay, thanks, Steve. Got to handicap the 2 races. Maybe we'll have you bet the double again, like last time when you lost. Did you lose?
Yes.
Oh, no, I got a paper jam. Oh, no.
No. It's not as good as strawberry jam.
Oh, no.
Or toe jam.
A bad jam. Jesus God. Now, you better take that one, yeah. No, there's one page that's like twisted in half. Here we go. I got a smooth, fine operation going on here, if I do say so myself. I think this is worth an extra couple million a year, just the fact that I'm running this studio and do such a magnificent job of it. And still haven't expensed them anything yet for the stuff. Bruce in Pompano Beach says, how can you honestly say that George Kell was a bad broadcaster? Easy, because he was horrendous. Growing up in Toledo in the 60s and 70s, I used to love to listen to George when he called Tiger games. I thought he was the best. Well, your taste is in your tuchus, Bruce. I can still hear him say, and here comes Willie in his Arkansas draw, Willie Horton. Or they're going to wave him in. Or there's a long drive to deep center field. It just didn't get any better than George. I suppose you thought that Van Patrick and Ray Lane were bad, too. No, Van Patrick was great, and Ray Lane was okay. Shame on you, it says. Yeah, shame on me, because I don't agree with your really bad taste in broadcasting. Your taste sucks, Bruce. If Rocky can get on, and then we get a couple of bingles, and then if Norman can hit one, and just ridiculous nonsense with an annoying drawl, the likes of which you've never heard. He made Dr. Phil sound like a big city slicker. That's George Kell. Great ball player, horrible broadcaster. Horrible. How can you say it, honestly? Because that's my opinion, Bruce. Good God. This is what happens when you grow up in Toledo. I mean, would you admit it if you grew up in Toledo? I wouldn't. I'd keep it a secret.
Okay.
I grew up in Rochester, which isn't saying much. It's not a great city, but compared to Toledo, Rochester's like Manhattan. It's like Rome. It's like paradise compared to Toledo. You ever been through Toledo?
Can't say that I have.
Well, if you do, drive real fast and don't stop till you're on the other side. All the droppings from Detroit land in Toledo, like at Raceway Park. Oh, my God. Horrendous. Gary, Indiana ain't too exciting either. Did you ever drive across the, what do they call it, the Indiana, not the Turnpike, the toll road in Indiana, I forget it. And they had the Glass House. I wonder if they still have that on the Indiana toll road. The Glass House. It was the place where you'd, like Stookies, like those places. Like the Turnpike plazas.
Okay, rest stop kind of thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, the Glass House. That was pretty good, actually.
And that's a restaurant or something?
Yeah, in Indiana, the Glass House. That was the name of it.
Well, make sure and stop there next time I'm through Indiana.
Yeah, next time you drive through Indiana with R. Dean Taylor. Indiana wants him, and maybe they want you too. Indiana sucks. I lived in Howe, Indiana.
How?
And their obsession with high school basketball, with the big city against the little city. One time, like 100 years ago, some little town won the basketball championship. Is that R. Dean Taylor I'm hearing in the back?
The one and only.
Great song. Underrated. Whatever happened to him? Is he dead or alive?
I don't know.
Gary, Indiana. Mistake by the lake. And East Chicago, Illinois, too. That's a dump, a toilet. It's kind of like Jacksonville. Like Hamilton, Ontario. I've told you about that. All the smokestacks and the schmutz and oh, my God, and the stench. When you're driving to Niagara Falls, you have to go through Hamilton. And let me tell you, boy, it's not a pretty smell. Ooh. And we have some listeners. We have some emailers who live in Hamilton, so my deepest apologies. Not.
Floridians, dumb as dirt. Grocery
Yeah, me too. I got to sit here over a hot microphone slaving away. You know what I haven't played in at least in half an hour?
I don't know.
Well, let me give you an audio clue here in a second. If this thing ever queues up. Why do these things do this? Manishtana Halala Hazil.
This portion of the show brought to you by Britney Spears the JJ. It's hanging out, y'all.
Oh, God. Put it away. 118 at 560 WQAM. Happy Wednesday to you. Boy, it looks murky here. I think it's going to rain.
Okay.
Well, that's where Castronova, he keeps a close watch, a close tab on the Toronto weather. So we can talk about it on his show in the morning. Ardeen Taylor, somebody sent this to me. And guess where Richard Dean Taylor was born in 1939?
Indiana?
No.
Oh. Canada?
Yes.
Really? Toronto?
More specific, yes.
Wow.
Is a singer, most famous as a recording artist, songwriter, and record producer for Motown Records during the 60s and 70s. According to Jason Ankeny, Taylor remains one of the most underrated acts ever to record under the Motown aegis. After first proving his mettle as a chart-topping staff songwriter, his own single, Indiana Wants Me, was a top 5 smash. In 1970, becoming one of the label's first major crossover hits performed by a white artist. How do you like that? Even Motown had some whiteys there. How do you like them apples?
All right.
I never seen him.
His apples?
I never saw his apples or his snapples.
Or his pears.
Or a pear. So I don't know, but 1939, he's 3 years older than me. He's like almost 70 years old now. He's 69. Ask Joyce if I can say that.
No.
69, no? Sorry, Joyce. Bitch. So I guess he's still alive, according to this.
Okay.
That's the only song that he ever did that I can think of. The only one, you know.
The only one that I have in here. I mean, if he had other hits, I don't know what they are.
He did? No way.
If he did, I don't know what they are.
Ardeen Taylor didn't have no other hits that he sang. Maybe that he wrote. I don't know. Vincent says about the 100 greatest movies. Dear Neil, I don't remember you mentioning the movie Glengarry Glen Ross. Sincerely, Vincent T. Well, I didn't mention it because it wasn't on the list.
Well, then that's a gross omission.
Yeah. What just happened there?
I don't know.
Have you made your decision for Christ?
Wow, this thing
Jesus Christ.
This thing just farted. This DCS.
Where did you learn your trade, you idiot? Whoever told you that you could work with men? What you're hired for is to help us. Does that seem clear to you? To help us. To help men who are going out there to try to earn a living. You company man. You fairy.
Doesn't he sound like he's got like a mouthful of food or something there, Pacino?
No.
Oh, get out of here.
Okay, yes?
Let me play it again.
All right.
No, we'll listen to it.
Where did you learn your trade, you idiot? Whoever told you that you could work with men?
Right, like he was eating a sandwich.
Right?
Right
yeah,
before
like he's eating a sandwich, right. Mm-hmm. Or maybe chewing on some of that. What was Mama Corleone making when she was in the kitchen there in that one scene?
I don't know. Pasta? I'm guessing pasta.
No.
No? I don't know.
Chicken cacciatore.
Really?
Don't you remember when they came down the stairs together, Sonny and Tom Hagen?
Oh, yeah.
And Sonny was screaming at Tom, if I had a wartime consigliere like Pop had Jenko, look what I got.
They were so unfair to Tom.
They were what?
Unfair.
Yeah, unfair to Tom. You're out, Tom.
Maybe I can help.
And then when Michael was giving him all that crap, why do you treat me? I forget what Tom said to him.
I don't know. Somebody
you staying or not? Your style. Your style.
Yeah.
EO. Speaking of EO, here's a picture of a guy that somebody emailed me, Mr. Yamaguchi. He looks like he's been through hell, but the deal is he survived both atomic bombs. The Chronic and Coco sent this. Thank you, Chronic. Japan has certified a man aged 93 as the only known survivor of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, both hit by atomic bombs toward the end of WW2. Tsutomu Yamaguchi, Tsutomu Yamaguchi was in Hiroshima on a business trip in August 6, 1945, when the U.S. plane dropped the first atom bomb, Una Bomba Grande. He suffered serious burns, spent a night there before returning to his home city of Nagasaki just before it was bombed August 9. Boy, talk about being in the wrong place at the right time. But he don't look all that bad for 93. I don't know when this picture was taken. I mean, he looks like an old Jap, you know. He said he hoped his experience held a lesson of peace for future generations. Well, what does that mean?
I don't know.
His experience has a lesson of peace?
Sure.
Peace of what? Peace of Schmidt? It was already recorded that Mr. Yamaguchi had survived the Nagasaki bomb, but on Tuesday, officials recognized he'd been in Hiroshima as well. Certification as a hibakusha, or radiation survivor, qualifies Japanese citizens for government compensation, including medical checkups and funeral costs. Oh, wow. Handy. I sure like that last part. His double dose of atomic bombs, however, does not mean Mr. Yamaguchi's compensation will increase, a Nagasaki city official said. Don't get your hopes up, old man. My double radiation exposure is now an official government record, Mr. Yamaguchi told reporters. I can tell the younger generation the horrifying history of the atomic bombings even after I die. How's he going to do that?
I don't know. Maybe they're going to taxidermy
Well,
him.
because it's in the government record. They're
Okay.
like, it's going to be a story. Here's a story about a lovely family that got nuked. About 140,000 people were killed in Hiroshima, 70,000 in Nagasaki. Many survivors fell sick with radiation-related illnesses, including cancers, for years after the bombings. It was a classic example of the barbarism of mankind. Wow. What do you mean by that?
Sounds like a shot.
Got some very bad news, even worse than him getting nuked twice. He's at least still alive. The Dow is sliding. It was up 100 and some odd, 170 points. It's now up 91. 90. Don't you love the way that those things change so fast?
No.
What it is you see your money like vanishing.
That's right.
90.24, 90.08, you know.
Right.
And then it gets down to 77, like that. Even 90 point, it's up. Now 95.58. See, as soon as I started talking about it, people started buying. It's a buying opportunity, as Maria B. would say, that bitch. That bug-eyed, baggy-eyed bitch. Maria. They all ought to be in jail. I've been saying it for years. All the people on CNBC who've been putting over this crap for years, the tech bubble, the housing bubble, the direct bubble, it's all a bunch of chazarai, baby. It's all a big scam. And we're stuck in the middle of it. Remember Steelers Wheel stuck in the middle with you?
Yep.
That was the medley of their smash. And how I remember that, I don't know, because I hated that record. Did you like that song?
It was all right. It got old.
Are you looking for it right now? Probably looking for it. Stuck in the middle with you. It was. I don't know.
It was cute, but they overplayed it like they do everything.
Did they really?
Oh, yeah.
Probably Johnny Dark played it into the ground. Nice going, Johnny.
Might be a little bit too twangy for you.
Yeah, too much for me.
I don't know.
I don't like it.
All right.
I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair. And I'm wondering how I'll get down the stairs.
I don't know.
Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. You like it?
No. I dislike it intensely. If it came on my radio, if I was listening to music, which I don't, if it came on the radio, I'd punch the button. I'd go bye-bye. I don't know why. It's not like they ever did anything to me. I don't know.
They've only ever said good things about you.
Very, very marginal song. Steelers Wheel. 127 at 560 WQM. I just came back from the phone.
And then what happened?
No, I just came back from the phone and making my bacon.
Okay. Oh, the phone you set up to charge?
No, the real phone.
Hey, y'all, it's Brittany again on my blog. Well, I'm still on the road, and oh, hey, Dad, what's up?
Honey, I got your grits. Kevin called, and your is hanging out. Okay?
Dang it, I can't believe it. I have to call Kevin back? Anyways, the last city we went to,
Excuse me, Brittany?
Go ahead, Tyrone. Oh, he's on my security detail, y'all. There's cameras everywhere, and he watches everything. It's great.
You have a visitor at the gate, and you hanging out.
OMG, someone's at the gate? Oh, hey, London. What's that? Sean Preston fell in a well? Oh, my hanging out. Let me stuff it back in. Thanks, London. That could have been really embarrassing. TTFN, y'all.
Yeah, back to you. Well, I just made it back in here with the bacon.
Excellent.
Well, I ordinarily wouldn't be doing this because I didn't know I had it. And now I'll be eating on the air again. Oh, geez, here he goes again with snapping and slurping. If you don't like it, get lost. Bert says, absolutely one of the very best economic and politically unbiased and nonpartisan analysis was televised last night on PBS. A must for everyone want to watch. Frontline, 10 trillion and counting.
I went and looked at the website there.
Yeah.
Emailed myself the link so that I'd remember to watch it.
You emailed yourself a link to what?
To the Frontline. You can watch it right there on their website.
Oh. And?
On PBS. Nothing. I'll watch it later or maybe over the weekend.
Enrique says, don't understand why people are against this new Marlins Stadium. I myself prefer to use our tax-paying money to build it. Why not? It's better than giving it to large corporation executives as bonuses. Go Marlins. Tell George to look up with some Purple Chronic. Says Enrique in Little Havana. Yeah, likely story.
Just fine.
He's doing just fine. He don't need any help. Well, I think he does need help. And you don't really need to send these 10 times, okay? I just love these people that send emails twice, 2, 3 times.
Well, if you'd snap it up, get to them quicker.
Yeah, works like a charm, not. So I'm going to eat my bacon while you do the show. Now it's up 71. And maybe soon it'll be 77, but it's going out in the 60s, 69.
Was really called for. The homicide situation there was out of control. So what about a military option? Retired Lieutenant General Russell Honore joins me by...
U.S. troops to the Mexican border. How do you like that?
Okay, why not?
All those schleppers killing each other over drugs. Bring George some good drugs at Gulfstream Friday.
Please do.
In fact, maybe some of the horsemen will bring you some and share.
That could be interesting.
Good. It came out really crisp this time. I don't know why.
What do they give the horses? Like speed? For extra speed?
Are you suggesting that there are horses being medicated at racetracks?
Oh, I was hoping you'd tell me. I'm a newbie.
Seeing as how Gulfstream is one of our fine sponsors and how you're going to be there on Friday, the last thing that we need to discuss on the air is drugs and racing.
Okay.
Does that sound bad?
No.
Am I lip smacking it with my bacon?
It's awful. Oh, it's just bad. It's bad radio.
It's bad radio, Neil. It's disgusting. We can't stand it. Well, you know what? Go away. We've been on, and that first hour, I deserve to have my bacon after that first hour.
I agree.
I deserve a purple medal.
We both do. You had no idea. You didn't see what was going on in here.
I thought you said nothing.
On their part.
Oh.
The only reason that the show got on and with the open and everything like that is because I was running around like a lunatic trying to get it going and getting you on the phone. Again, you don't understand that when it's on the same computer and I have to switch functions back and forth. It was not an easy thing to do.
Function at the junk and Dow. Yeah. Dow's only up 58 points. Not good. Neil, do you have your season tickets for the Marlins Stadium yet? Finally, another good place to hang out during baseball season. Thanks, Miami, says somebody with no name. Yeah, another great place to hang out. An idiot. See, the one thing about the people in Dade County, they're masochists. They love getting screwed over. They love having their money flushed down the toilet. They love all the corruption. So they just love it.
Yeah.
They can't get enough of it.
Sure looks that way.
Yeah, they do. Only got about 3 more pieces here. Really crisp. I wonder why this happened. Because usually it comes out like a little rubbery.
Maybe you cooked it a little
Can you hear how crisp it is?
Yeah.
You hear that?
Did you cook it the same amount of time?
Yeah, 99 seconds.
Maybe they changed the formula.
No. Maybe it's stale.
That could be too.
Oh! Look who they're putting on here again. Russell Honore, retired lieutenant general, that goofball, that drooling yahoo from New Orleans.
Technology to be able to see and observe the border crossing. The other thing the guard could do is just...
Oh, my God. They actually put this guy in the air with a straight face. I'd put what's-his-name on with the teeth.
Well, they like his accent.
Richard Quest.
And doesn't he have that Cajun accent?
Yeah, he got that Cajun drawl, man.
Onion.
Oh. Southern Comfort, there's a movie you should see. Didn't make that list, but it's a must-see.
I agree. Ain't a
you
dull
want to
moment.
find out what dumb is all about? Cajun my ass.
I'll go get the cayenne pepper.
And don't forget to bring along Claude Pepper.
Right, we'll blacken your ass.
Is he still dead, too? Walking Lawton and Claude Pepper?
Yep.
470 votes on the poll. Boy, if we'd have pushed it like the old days. Nigel says, last night I picked up 2 quarts of banana split ice cream, decided to get some of it while I was watching Obama give his press conference. I didn't watch the press conference. I saw 2 seconds of it. To my surprise, I ate the whole damn thing, not even a fat tub like Chris. Afterward, I had this guilty feeling come over me. It was almost suicidal. Banana split ice cream? Sure, I hope not that Ben & Jerry's one. Oh. 2 quarts?
That's a lot.
I believe that ice cream, he says, is one of the most addictive foods out there, and it should only be available in small doses and with a prescription. That is correct. There are more people dying from eating ice cream and candy than there are from taking prescription drugs. Am I right? Absolutely.
There's no question.
I mean...
Absolutely.
It's the only thing that has killed people close to me. Food.
Look at poor fat Rich.
Yep.
Even though he ate the crudite dip. I mean, here was a guy who was fooling himself, and it didn't work out. If I got there at the track before he did in the dining room, I would tell the waiter, take the rolls off the table, because I sure wasn't eating them, because I don't eat bread. If I'm eating carbs, it sure ain't going to be bread. He would take the rolls off the table, put them on the one across the table from us. Rich would get there, and when I wasn't even looking, in a heartbeat. You've never seen a fat man move so fast. He had that thing with the rolls on our table.
Great job.
And we're shoving him down his fat face. Great guy. Death. Fat kills. And I'm saying this while I'm shoving bacon in my mouth. And you're probably thinking, and of course I got my shirt, my pantaloonies, and my shoes on now.
Good.
I'm all set for 2 o'clock, getting out of here and going to Woodbine. And you're probably thinking, well, since you're eating the bacon, that will preclude the Snickers almond bar at 2 o'clock.
No, I know better. I know you better than that. No. It's all you.
Go ahead. Oh, that was it?
Decriminalize pot in Florida.
Wow. Another stunt rejoin. The Dow's only up 26 points, by the way. I have a feeling. I'm afeared it's going to go down.
Way down in Jamaica in the Caribbean, they got the best herb that you ever seen. Ask anybody in that neighborhood, they tell you this the country where the ganja be good. Rastaman has some he want to sell, and from a mile away you can detect the smell of smoke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. He light up the spliff and choke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. The ganja be good. You can carry lots of herb in the gunny sack. Smoke it every day until your lungs turn black. With all the money that we have made, Jamaica doesn't need any foreign aid. American tourists come here and say, got nothing like this in the USA. They smoke, smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. They light up the spliff and choke. They begin to cough and choke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. The ganja be good. Mama tell her son you are a Rasta man. You like to smoke the giant spliff whenever you can. Many people coming here from miles around to buy the herb from you by the ounce and the pound. Rasta man say to her, Mama, you're right. The ganja be good tonight. And then they smoke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. They light up the spliff and choke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke.
14:02 at 560 WQM. It feels like I've only been here 100 hours today. Wow. That first hour, it was draining.
It was legendary.
Was it really?
It was groundbreaking.
It was annoying.
Breathtaking. Compelling. Annoying.
Although it was really neat that you told me about that headset.
I use mine all the time.
For what?
Phone sex, so I can get both hands going.
Oh. From Rags to Riches memoir. Holy moly, what is this? You think this is another one of those deals where, oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Mr. Bergman resides in a multi-million-dollar estate with his wife, yada, yada, yada. Please use his website and you'll learn more about this amazing executive. I don't care and I don't wanna. Well, there's just no end to this crap, you know what? There is no end to it. It just goes on and on and on and on. One scam after another.
Right.
I guess that must be the reason that there are some people who've actually got some money. Scamsters. You know what Bruce Beasley told me? I believe in an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. Well, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in an honest day's work.
Believe in a dishonest day's work?
That's right. Dishonest day's work and a lot of pay. That's what I believe in. Which they used to do, and now not so much. Dave said, decided to give Bluebell ice cream a shot because it was $3.50 for a half gallon at Publix. Tried the banana pudding flavor. That doesn't even sound good, does it? Doesn't that sound bad?
Well, I like banana pudding. With Nilla wafers in it, real slices of banana.
Yeah, oh yeah, I love banana pudding. Oh.
So
not ice cream?
It depends. I'll give it a shot.
It says, I would use the word flavor very loosely. If you closed your eyes and ate it, there was no way you'd know it was supposed to be banana. The most bland-tasting ice cream I've ever eaten. Don't bother, says Dave.
Thanks for the report.
Huh?
Thanks for the report. Save me some
thanks
money.
for the report, Dave. Well, I don't think we have it here, and quite frankly, hopefully not. I don't need any more brands of ice cream. I don't need any new discoveries. And you know what really pisses me off big time?
What?
It's like Arby's. It's like all these fast food places that come up with some special, for a limited time, you know, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then just when you get used to eating it, then they stop serving it. Oh, we don't have that anymore.
What kind of a mind fork is that?
Banana nut. Remember Haagen-Dazs banana nut? I was nuts about that.
Yeah.
That was just awesome. Gone. Don't see it anywhere no more. Doesn't that frost your ass?
Yep.
Banana nut ice cream.
Sounds good.
It is. It was was awesome. Well, I'm on the wrong channel. I better get to, City Pulse. The one that you listen to in the morning when I'm getting ready.
And a ride in a tank. Ottawa is defending the budget, saying this was a change of command, not a retirement.
Oh, look at those silly people with those big hats. It's the British influence, man. They can't cut the cord. Cut the cord. Get the Queen off the currency and quit with this British influence here already. God almighty, what is wrong? Not that I'm trying to tell them how to run a Canadian government, but nevertheless, why would anybody want to be like the silly-ass Brits? Speaking of that, Joe from Toronto says, I hear George once in a while sends you links to websites. Do you?
Not that I recall.
No.
I might have.
Just to let you know, not all websites that work in the U.S. may work in... What is it? All websites that work in the U.S. may not work in Canada. Nazis. Joe is calling his own people a bunch of Nazis. How do you like that? For instance, if you want to go to ComedyCentral.com, you'll be rerouted to ComedyNetwork.ca. That's right. There were some people that sent me that South Park episode.
Yeah.
Couldn't see it.
I'll burn you a copy this weekend.
Yeah, please.
Write myself a note.
Burn me.
Maybe that Family Guy, too.
It says if you're in the U.S., it's the other way around. You can't see videos of shows for U.S. networks. Some networks, like Showtime, you can't access at all from Canada. Says Joe from Toronto. I don't know. I got 900 channels here on my cable. I sure don't have any shortage of material to see. My God, Joe. What is wrong with you, man? Let's see what's on right now. On IFC, Teenage Space Vampires. What more could you want?
Wow.
And then we'll see where this taunting of your master
I'm jealous.
gets you.
But your power won't be complete until the total lunar eclipse lines up with the sun and the moon.
Oh, boy. Nasty looking guy. He looks like Sid the Kid. Death Note is on Scream TV. Death Note.
I'm jealous.
Why?
All those good channels you have up there.
Yeah. drive-in channel, Born Free. Born Free. Da-da-da-da-da. Who did that? Roger Williams?
I don't know. I'll pass on that one again, though.
Oh, Clear and Present Danger, The Happy Breed, Scramble. No, that's Nature of Things. That's CSI New York, The Siege.
You were right, by the way.
What, Roger Williams? And Cap Records. Cap Records. In fact, the Cap label looked very much like the Cadence label. How come I remember all those things? Because I was a disc jockey or because I bought the music?
Maybe both.
Both, I guess. Both.
Both of them?
Both of them.
By the way,
I don't remember the label that the song was
remember
on.
Remember the brain fart that we both had yesterday? Did you ever...
so what was the bit?
I racked my brain the rest of the day, and I still don't remember.
Oh, my God. It was 1 minute and 43 seconds long. I remember that.
Uh-huh.
I thought for sure you would help me out. Because you know how
right
desperate
there.
I am to come up with something different to play at the end of the show? The time's out. It was 1:43, and it was like toward the ass end.
Gone. And all day long, it was like right there. I could taste it. But,
really?
Yeah, but no.
It was on the tip of your tongue?
I'm
sure of that.
Yeah, I was chewing on it. Couldn't spit it out, though.
I can't wait to get my Snickers almond bar. How about Vanna pick me a letter if we,
Works
if
for
we
me.
get out of here real quick.
Oh, Neil. Neil, God.
All right. Get me a ticket for an aeroplane. Got to get on the Wheel of Fortune game. I just got to win. Spin the wheel again. Oh, Vanna, pick me a letter. Bankrupt? What do you mean bankrupt? I don't care how much money I got to spend. Can't stand to look at Pat Sajak again. Won't throw in the towel till I buy a vowel. Oh, Vanna, pick me a letter. Hey, man, what do you mean there's no effing phone? Vanna, pick me a letter. No one does it any better. I dream about you. Hey, Vanna, is that an all over 10 or what? Vanna, I don't understand why you make $100 grand. Not for me to say. Anyway, get me a ticket for an aeroplane. Gonna be on the Wheel of Fortune game. I just got to win. Spin the wheel again. Oh, Vanna, pick me a letter. Go, Vanna! Go, baby, go! All right! Hey, get out of my face, Pat. Is that a toupee? Hey, is there an L in that word? Is it lowrider? All right, lowrider! Forget the letter, man. I'll take Vanna White. You're beautiful, baby. You and me could play the home game. Got me a ticket for an aeroplane. All right! I'm on the Wheel of Fortune game. I just love that sound. I'm in the bonus round. Hey, Vanna, pick me a letter. Lose a turn. Hey, Pat, lose this. Vanna, pick me a letter. No one does it any better. I dream about you. All right, that is an all over 10. Vanna, I don't mean to stare, but are you wearing underwear? Not for me to say. Anyway, I don't care how much money I got to spend. Can't stand to look at Pat Sajak again. Won't throw in the towel till I buy a vowel. Oh, Vanna, pick me a letter. Please, Vanna, pick me a letter. All right, I'm ready to pick, baby. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. That should cover it, huh? All right, I'll take the sofa, the blender, the microwave, the refrigerator. Hey, man, Pat, what do you mean $500 for a black and white 5-inch portable TV set? You got ripped off, man. My brother-in-law can get it for you wholesale. Give me the money and I'll buy the TV set, man. All